She finally realized that the title of Tiandu Saintess was nothing in front of the peerless heavenly pride. Suddenly, a loud voice came from the sky. "Hanyu Valley surrenders. Saint Lady, please stop." With a light hum, the string pierced Han Yan's brow and stopped in midair. Han Yan's face was pale as she stared blankly at Du Yuexin. Du Yuexin gently twisted her fingers, and the string shattered with a soft puff. A drop of blood slowly oozed from Han Yan's forehead. Her body slowly slumped onto the silver shuttle. Han Bailu shouted hoarsely, "Mr. Su wants the accumulated case personnel of the Ministry of Justice, all 37 of our valley's people. We surrender them all." "That's not quite enough. Also the properties your valley has seized in the mundane world," Lin Ziasu said. "We surrender all, we surrender all." Han Bailu's forehead veins throbbed, and he ordered hoarsely. "Swear a heavenly Tao oath," Lin Ziasu said. Han Bailu's two fingers trembled for a long time, finally joining together, and he swore the oath. Above the sky, there was a gentle vibration as the oath received a response from the heavenly Tao. The heavenly Tao oath is only most effective for those in the realm of Tao mastery, because they are the chosen ones of the heavenly Tao, most connected to it. On the warship, everyone looked at each other in astonishment. Since yesterday, the Southern Expedition Army has begun to face the truly hard bones of Jiangnan, the sect leader. In everyone's perception, confronting the sect leader is extremely dangerous. This battle team of 3,000 might be wiped out if not cautious. Everyone has discussed life and death, faced it, and accepted it. Some warriors even said privately that going to Jiangnan with Mr. Su already gifted them 400 desert gold, ensuring 20 years of peace for parents, wives, and children. So even if it were blood money, it is enough, and dying would be normal. However, facing Luohua Temple yesterday and facing Hanyu Valley today, both sect leaders resolved matters this way. There was nothing the warriors had to do. Easily resolved, without even shedding blood. The three from Hanyu Valley had already departed. Lin Ziasu stepped in front of Du Yuexin and bowed deeply. "Thank you, mother-in-law." "No need for thanks among family." Du Yuexin smiled warmly as she looked at him. "I never thought our sire would be so talented and remarkable." She referred to the confrontation between Lin Ziasu and Han Yan just now. This confrontation truly made her happy. Han Yan was recognized worldwide as a leader of the younger generation, entering the Tao through poetry and music, which was unique, and she had no high hopes when her son-in-law met such a peerless heavenly pride at Moon Lake. However, this son-in-law composed a long poem, full of elegance. A flute melody, a supreme earthly song. He actually completely crushed Han Yan in every aspect. There are countless junctures on the cultivation road, but who is as talented and elegant as my son-in-law? Daughter, oh daughter, how did you find such a talented man in this vast world? Did you choose him based on your dashing father? She saw hints of her husband's youth in Lin Ziasu, indicating the mother and daughter were highly consistent in choosing men, where family ties and cycles seemed closed, and destiny seemed distinctly drawn here. She was truly happy. Lin Ziasu was humble. Mother-in-law is too modest. Poetry and music are mere trivials. Even when it comes to the great Tao of cultivation recognized by the world, sir, you are no less than the eternal heavenly pride. Your space law has already blossomed into the Tao flower, surpassing the embryonic stage of yesterday. Mother-in-law, you have a discerning eye, Lin Ziasu sincerely admired. He had demonstrated his space law yesterday, which was only embryonic. Today it truly blossomed into the great Tao. Only he knew the secret. But in the eyes of this mother-in-law, it was so meticulously observed. Du Yuexin smiled gently. "What's your next move, sir?" Mother-in-law has resided in Jiangnan for thousands of years, familiar with the situation of the sects in Jiangnan. I wonder what mother-in-law thinks should be done. Du Yuexin pondered. If it were in the past, I would visit each sect of the 6 great sects one by one. But the events of Duan Jian sect the other day gave me an insight. Maybe we don't need to visit all 6, perhaps just one. The Sankai sect, Lin Ziasu's eyes brightened. Indeed, Duan Jian sect claimed to be the #1 sect in Huzhou, subduing one sect to shake Huzhou. Sankai sect claims to be the #1 in Jiangnan. Subordinating one sect could also shake the entire Jiangnan road. Lin Ziasu said, "I've studied the Sankai sect. It has 3 leaders representing heaven, earth, and human, with a formidable array known as the 3 Talents Formation, stationed on the side of the South Sea, seemingly with overseas roots." "No matter," Du Yuexin said, "let us go." In the void, a red spider lily lightly flickered, and she and Lin Zaiasu vanished before the 50 warships. No third person was present, only Du Yuxin and Lin Zaiasu. Senkai sect beside the South Sea, the mountains like screens, blocking the South Sea's wind and rain, connecting Jiangnan internally, also overlooking Jiangnan. The sect master peak was very high, unreachable. Atop the peak was another peak, called the Senkai Pavilion. The Senkai Pavilion composed of 3 pavilions, one on the cliff's sheer face, one on the misty cliff bottom, and another simply in the void. The pavilion in the void was called Heaven Pavilion. The one beneath the abyss was Earth Pavilion. The one on the cliff was Human Pavilion. The Heaven Pavilion showed its height, the Earth Pavilion its weight, and the Human Pavilion its might. With all 3 pavilions present, Senkai sect was renowned in Jiangnan. Today, within the 3 pavilions, 3 elders sat together. Clouds floated around, magnificent in every way. The divine sense of the human lord reverberated in the sea of consciousness of the other 2 lords. We just received news that after Su Lin conquered Luohua Temple yesterday, he took Hanyu Valley today. Both sect leaders agreed to all his harsh conditions. Chapter 819. Chapter 686. Fingers point to the other shore, feet step into samsara Part 4. The Heavenly Lord, also the sect master, suddenly frowned. I heard about the fall of Luohua Temple yesterday, and it puzzled me deeply. Now Hanyu Valley has also fallen. Has the reason been exposed? The reason is fully revealed, the human lord replied. There is only one reason for the fall of the 2 sects. Miao Xin has left the Buddhist path and returned to the path of the reincarnation saintess. She supports Su Lin with all her strength. Hanyu Valley was no match for this woman. To prevent the death and disappearance of Han Yan, the Tiandu saintess, they had to agree to their conditions. The Heavenly Lord's fierce eyes flickered like stars. In the past, the reincarnation saintess slaughtered the world, acting without scruples. The key reason for her seclusion in the empty gate was being abandoned by Jian Wuchen. Now she has returned to the mortal world. Could it be that the ill-fated relationship between her and Jian Wuchen has been resolved? This might be the key reason Su Lin was able to move her. Su Lin must have brought news of Jian Wuchen. The Heavenly Lord's gaze slowly lowered. News of Jian Wuchen. This is significant news. It's rumored that the 3-character bone book human volume was stolen by this sword Dao madman. Everyone in the world is searching for his whereabouts. If we can find him, the 3-character bone book might reappear. From the abyss below, an eerie voice echoed. The sect master speaks truly. If we capture these 2, we can use them as bait to lure out Jian Wuchen and acquire the 3-character book. The human lord nodded. The landlord's words make sense. However, this woman's cultivation is extraordinarily high, and her mastery of the reincarnation law is profound. To capture her, there are only 2 ways. First, gather the 12 domains of Jiangnan Road to attack her together. Second, lure her to our Senkai sect and activate the 3 talents formation. The Heavenly Lord gently shook his head. Under the reincarnation law, even if the 12 domains join forces, they might defeat her, but capturing her is impossible. Only our sect's 3 talents formation is feasible, but this woman has been in Jiangnan for thousands of years. No matter how little she cares about worldly affairs, she knows the terror of our sect's 3 talents formation. She would never fall into the trap unless we set bait for her. The landlord spoke eerily. For example, capture Su Lin first. Exactly. Capture Su Lin first, tie him to the 3 talents formation, and see if this convenient mother-in-law can watch his beloved son-in-law being slowly tortured by us. His voice suddenly stopped. The Heavenly Lord and Human Lord suddenly looked up. In the sky above, a crimson light and shadow suddenly appeared. The red light flickered, and 2 figures fell from the sky, landing in the middle of the 3 towers. On the left, a person with flowing long hair, an ethereal appearance like an immortal, was the Du Yuxin they spoke of. On the right, a dashing and elegant young man, was the Su Lin they mentioned. Under their feet, a vibrant red spider lily bloomed. The red spider lily's roots were embedded in the deep valley, blooming on the sheer cliffs. It was so graceful, so strikingly beautiful. The hearts of the 3 powerful beings in the state of holding raced wildly. Just moments ago, they were racking their brains, trying to find a way to lure this expert in the reincarnation law into the 3 talents formation. The next moment, she appeared voluntarily, right within the 3 talents formation. The minds of the heaven, earth, and human lords were in unison. In an instant, outside the 3 towers, brilliant colors flowed. The three talents formation was immediately activated with its perimeter sealing function. Lin Zayasu's heart slightly raced. His heavenly Tao wisdom eye could see the array patterns, and he was very aware that the enemy's three talents formation had been activated. This three talents formation with these three towers as the array base had a breaking technique he knew. However, breaking the array required matching cultivation, which he lacked, so he couldn't break it. Du Yuexin seemed unaware. She raised her gaze, quietly looking at the heavenly lord on the tower in the sky. This was the sect master of the Senkai sect, a person of equal status to her. Chapter 820, Chapter 687, The Secrets of the Reincarnation Sect. The heavenly lord also looked at her and suddenly smiled slightly. 300 years ago, I was fortunate enough to have met Master Myoxin. Who would have thought that the Master Myoxin of that day now has a head full of long hair, covered in worldly dust? My name is Du Yuexin. Where the heart is, there the person is, nothing strange about it, Du Yuexin said. What an apt phrase, where the heart is, there the person is, the heavenly lord said. The fact that the saint lady is at the Senkai sect today, does it also mean that you harbor some thoughts against our Senkai sect? Of course I do, Du Yuexin said. My son-in-law's affair of going to Jiangnan requires your Senkai sect's full cooperation. Full cooperation? How so? The heavenly lord laughed. Do you also want us to hand over the personnel from the Ministry of Justice's backlog, and in addition, offer up the properties our sect has accumulated over thousands of years to the government? Exactly, Lin Zaiyasu said. Ha, the heavenly lord burst into loud laughter. From the abyss, the landlord's laughter echoed. The heavenly lord's laughter was lofty, like that of a heavenly god. The landlord's laughter was eerie, like that of a demon lord of the abyss. The human lord did not laugh. He spoke. Does the saint lady know that before you arrived, the three of us were discussing a difficult matter, how to lure you into a trap? Oh, what was the result? Du Yuexin stared at him. The human lord laughed. We hadn't had time to come to a conclusion, but now, there's no need to discuss it anymore. Is that so? Du Yuexin said. The human lord tilted his head back and finally laughed out loud. Saint lady, have you really failed to notice that you too are already within the Senkai formation? The laughter of the three combined into a harmonious whole at this moment. The entire world suddenly changed completely. The three pavilions seemed like three huge worlds. The heavenly Tao is vast. The human path is vast. The earth Tao is deep. Du Yuexin and Lin Zaiyasu were under the pressure of the three realms, momentarily like ants. Du Yuexin sneered. Senkai formation, did you think I failed to notice? The three of them were taken aback. Why was there no fear on her face but rather excitement? It didn't seem like an act. Du Yuexin sighed lightly. Facing former fellow Taoists in Jiangnan with deadly intent, I originally felt somewhat reluctant, but today there's no need, because you have already been aggressive towards me. Her finger suddenly pointed up. A red spider lily appeared on her fingertip. Though a small blossom, it was like the root of the world. The entire world's energy aura inexplicably changed. Is that the blooming of the red spider lily? The heavenly lord sneered. Let's see how much power the once world-renowned other shore flower still holds under the Senkai array. Who said this is the blooming of the red spider lily? Du Yuexin said coldly. It's not. The heavenly lord was suddenly shocked. Du Yuexin lightly turned her finger and slowly chanted. The human world is all suffering. How could one willingly enter reincarnation so easily? Rumble. A gigantic gate opened in the void. This gate carried endless traces of time and an unstoppable will. When it opened, a huge suction force swept in all directions. With just one pull, the three pavilions were shattered. Everything seemed both real and illusory. The landlord and the human lord cried out in unison, their cries of terror echoing back and forth, as if experiencing countless reincarnations in an instant. Even the heavenly lord let out a mighty roar. Reincarnation gate. You can actually open the reincarnation gate. You want to kill me, but you cannot fulfill your wish. I want to kill you by merely a lift of a hand. Du Yuexin said coldly, begone. The heavens and earth trembled simultaneously. The void was all annihilated by a strange tide. The tide swept through, turning the three into blood mist amidst it. Their primordial spirits twisted, struggled, and suffered innumerably, but the tide, driven by the irreversible momentum of the world, easily swept up the three primordial spirits and sent them into the portal. Poof! The portal closed thereafter. The Sankai sect master peak, the three ancient pavilions weathered by 1,000 years, disappeared into nothing. Three great powers of Tao met their end, engulfed by the reincarnation road. Lin Zaiasu stared blankly at the portal in front of her. In the sky, dense clouds gathered, the wind roared furiously, three sighs sounded, one after another. On a mountain peak 500 miles away, the entrance to a cave suddenly opened. A white-faced, beardless elder stepped into the sky. Beneath his feet, the dark clouds were silent, and the wind sighed gently. Silently, another old man with a black beard suddenly appeared beside him. Sigh of Tao, three masters of Tao have fallen simultaneously. Who was it? This is the peculiarity of a Taoist. A Taoist holds a name by the heavenly Tao. When a Taoist life is lost, the heavenly Tao will express regret with a soft sigh. The world may not sense it, but those in the realm of mastery are most acute to it. The white-faced, beardless elder slowly withdrew his hand from the air before him. The three masters of the Sankai sect, it was them. What, let's go see. The black-bearded elder's face changed dramatically. If it was another Taoist's demise, they might not be so shocked, but the simultaneous death of the three masters of the Sankai sect was a too immense a wave. The Sankai sect was reputed to be Jiangnan's top sect. Their masters' strength truly could dominate the entire Jiangnan. Who could have killed them? Anyone who could kill the three masters of Sankai could easily destroy their own sect. In an instant, all Taoists emerged, stepping forward quickly, heading for the Sankai sect. All elders of the Sankai sect broke through the air, filled with dread, but also with boundless rage. However, they saw two human silhouettes. They felt the reincarnation aura that the gales could not disperse from the heavens. Their bodies, like being frozen in midair, could no longer progress half an inch. Du Yuexin paid no heed to the tens of thousands around her. Her eyes fell on Lin Zaiasu's face. Though you have also comprehended the reincarnation law, do not focus on the portal I just opened. This technique is a high-level application of the reincarnation law. Understanding it too early does more harm than good. Chapter 821, Chapter 687, Secrets of the Reincarnation Sect Part 2. After she wielded the great divine power of the reincarnation sect, Lin Zaiasu looked at this portal, his expression somewhat off, and Du Yuexin noticed it. Her understanding was that this convenient son-in-law might have some thoughts about this great divine power. It's not, Lin Zaiasu said. Mother-in-law, this portal of yours is very different from the one Feng Jai once used. This son-in-law is somewhat confused. Why is it so? Sir, don't talk nonsense, Du Yuexin said. How could Feng Jai possibly open the reincarnation gate? You've mentioned it before, she hasn't even reached the enlightenment of God level, and the opening of the reincarnation gate requires holding the way. How could this son-in-law dare to speak carelessly in front of mother-in-law? Lin Zaiasu said. Feng Jai really did open it once. Her portal was vivid, with the patterns on it clearly visible. Although it was 100 or 1,000 times smaller than mother-in-law's, it really seemed like a realistically existing portal. What? Du Yuexin said. Sir, recount the entire process to me, don't leave out any details. Lin Zaiasu told her. It was a fierce battle between the experts of that world and this power of cultivation. Feng Jai had just broken through to the enlightenment body realm and encountered several enlightenment of God figures. Seeing that her comrades were about to face a great calamity, Feng Jai took a step forward, removed her mask, and two reincarnation seals on her face flew up, forcibly opening the reincarnation gate. At that time, she seemed to have a premonition. She foresaw that this forced opening would prevent her from returning, and she even told him to remember her face and find her in the next reincarnation. Du Yuexin's whole body shook. Reincarnation seal. Are you sure it was really the reincarnation seal? I'm very certain about this, Lin Zaiasu said. When I was with her, she always wore a mask, guarding against me like a thief, never letting me see. I found it strange then, and later I realized she had reincarnation seals on her face and was worried I would find her ugly. In truth, mother-in-law, I really don't care about her appearance. In fact, even with reincarnation seals, she wasn't ugly. Reincarnation seals, and they were true reincarnation seals. Du Yuexin was in a daze. Only a true reincarnation seal could possibly create such a miracle, being able to forcibly open the reincarnation gate just after breaking through to the enlightenment realm. True reincarnation seal. What does it mean? It was Lin Zaiasu's turn to not understand. Du Yuexin's reaction was too intense, and she even mentioned the true reincarnation seal. Du Yuexin's gaze slowly lifted, gazing into the sky. On the reincarnation road, there will always be regrets remaining, the deepest of regrets, lingering through reincarnation, turning into markings known as the reincarnation seal. Reincarnation seals are not actually rare. Many people are born with mysterious birthmarks, some of which are reincarnation seals. These reincarnation seals are merely personal imprints and do not possess extraordinary powers. However, the true reincarnation seal is different. It is not just a personal regret. It is the will of the entire reincarnation road. Bearing the will of the reincarnation road, Lin Zaiasu was shocked. What kind of legend could it be? Its greatest power, its ultimate evolution, may give birth to the reincarnation Tao seal. Du Yuexin gazed at him, her eyes unfathomable. Lin Zaiasu's eyes suddenly widened, his whole body completely stiffened. Perhaps ordinary people couldn't understand what a reincarnation Tao seal is, but how could he not? For the reincarnation sect, the reincarnation Tao seal holds immeasurable significance. In this current world, 6 paths and 9 gates. Among the heavenly Tao 7 techniques, only the reincarnation sect is not a Tao, just a door. Why? Because all the other 6 techniques have Tao seals. Only the reincarnation sect does not have a Tao seal. It is not considered the orthodox of the heavenly Tao, thus it was degraded. If the reincarnation Tao seal could be found, the reincarnation sect would no longer be just a door, but a standard Tao. 6 paths and 9 gates would become 7 Taos and 8 gates. One reincarnation Tao seal can restore the reincarnation road to the orthodox forest of the heavenly Tao. Do you see how important it is? Mother-in-law, this matter is of utmost significance. Lin Zaiasu exhaled deeply. Indeed, Du Yuexin said, this is the most important event in the thousands of years of history of the reincarnation sect. I cannot stay by your side for long. Today, after handling the affairs of the sect leader of Jiangnan, I must return to her immediately. They have already arrived, Lin Zaiasu said. Precisely, Du Yuexin suddenly turned her head. In her hand from nothing appeared a small red spider lily. The red spider lily gently twisted between her fingers, like a key opening an ancient door. In the void, a door opened from nowhere. As soon as this door opened, the surrounding energy completely changed. All invisibility techniques from all directions were completely ineffective, and 9 Taoist experts simultaneously revealed themselves. They were the Taoists from the other 5 sects on the Jiangnan cultivation path. The death of the 3 masters of the Sankai sect, along with 3 sides of the Tao, stirred the entire Jiangnan road, and the 9 Taoist experts emerged together to investigate. They were invisible, but their invisibility techniques could not escape Lin Zaiasu's senses. Nor could they escape Du Yuexin's senses. She directly initiated her strongest killing move, the reincarnation gate. As soon as the reincarnation gate opened, the energy of the entire world changed completely, revealing all hidden arts no matter how profound. The 9 faces all changed at once, because they felt the terrifying killing intent of this strange portal. No resistance, no escape. Master Myoxin, Saint Lady Du. The 9 of them bowed in unison. Du Yuexin lightly waved her hand. I know you came for the 3 sides of the Tao just now. Let me tell you clearly. The 3 masters of Sankai sect died under the reincarnation gate, and you too are already at the doorstep. With just one thought, all 9 of you would perish and your Tao would end. Chapter 822, Chapter 687, Secrets of the Reincarnation Sect, Part 3. The wild wind swept through, each word colder than ice. The disheveled hair on the 9 people's foreheads flew wildly. I have no past grievances nor recent conflicts with the Saint Lady. Why does the Saint Lady have to be so resolute? The sect master of the Nanki sect shouted. Exactly, why does the Saint Lady have to use such heavy-handed methods? The Saint Lady, after all, has been influenced by Buddhism for 3,000 years. Aren't you afraid that the red lotus sinful fire will attach itself to you for committing such an unvirtuous deed? Du Yuexin slowly raised her head. Since I've returned to being Du Yuexin, you should know that I do not care about killing across thousands of miles. As for the so-called red lotus sinful fire, I consider it nothing. Everyone fell silent, cold sweat dripping down their backs. Just as Du Yuexin said, since she has chosen to return to being the reincarnation saintess who slaughtered across thousands of miles, don't think you can bind her with these moralistic arguments. Others dare not kill indiscriminately, but do you think she doesn't dare? Others worry about being burned by the red lotus sinful fire. But the disciples of the reincarnation sect have never cared, because their reincarnation road itself is like a gigantic smelting furnace, where the red lotus sinful fire is but one of numerous flames. They traverse countless lifetimes, fundamentally indifferent. Du Yuxin's tone shifted. Of course, I may refrain from unvirtuous deeds, but there's a condition. You must agree to all my son-in-law's demands. From now on, I will not repeat myself. Every word you utter requires careful consideration. As her voice fell, the reincarnation sect loomed suddenly near. A huge and terrifying pressure was right behind the nine. The words they were ready to utter were all swallowed back. They dared not try to argue, fearing they might perish before finishing a sentence. Of course, as great powers of holding the way, as a sect leader or an ancestor-level figure, they have weathered many storms and would never sit passively, even in the face of any situation. Each had secretly attempted various methods, forcefully channeling their cultivation, exerting their Tao realm, and even considered seriously whether their primordial spirit could escape if their physical body fell into the reincarnation sect. But 1,000 methods, 10,000 techniques, and various attempts proved futile before the reincarnation sect. They finally truly accepted. Their life and death were indeed within the whims of Du Yuxin. And at this moment, Du Yuxin made it clear that survival was possible. All they need to do is comply with Su Lin's every demand. Su Lin went to Jiangnan, and everyone knew his demands. Surrender all associates of the Ministry of Justice's pending cases, and give up all properties. As a sect leader, how could this be agreed upon? But now, all their lives were at the mercy of the other party. Would they choose life or their assets? This seemingly ridiculous question lay before them, no longer a joke, but rather extremely cruel. Lin Ziasu stepped forward. Since going to Jiangnan, the conditions offered by this official have never changed. It has always been only two: hand over the associates of pending Ministry of Justice cases and surrender all civilian properties. Comply, and your sect shall be preserved, like the 6 sects of Huzhu, Luohua Temple, and Hanyu Valley. Defy, and this official will bring a massive army to your doorstep, obliterate your mountain gate, and take your properties in full measure, like Dongshuan, Ba Ben, Kingshuan, Duanjian, and Heart Pavilion. Therefore, your attitude cannot change the outcome. The only difference lies between those who recognize the trend, whose sects can be preserved, and those who don't, who will see their sects destroyed and their people obliterated. This is the great momentum. The 9 faces were obscured by dark expressions, but still, none spoke. Lin Ziasu's tone also shifted. This official knows well, as leaders of sects of holding the way, you hold high positions in the Jianghu, and yielding to this official would indeed be a humiliation, yet you might consider it from another angle. Are you really yielding to Su Lin? No, you are merely returning to the rightful position of a cultivator. Cultivation itself should be about being pure-hearted and free of desires. Competing with the people for benefits was always a misstep. Today, you comprehend the essence of the great Tao and forsake a sect's interests for the tens of billions in Jiangnan. The people will spread your legacy, and your sect's name will reach unprecedented heights in history. The heavenly Tao will appreciate your accomplishments, and perhaps your path of cultivation will receive the heavenly Tao's favor anew. The 9 looked at each other. Their expressions were rich and varied. Everyone knew exactly what this young man was doing. He was giving everyone a way out. He was well aware of the hardest thing under these circumstances. The hardest thing was never making a choice. Lives were precariously on the edge, so what was there to choose? Without life, does anything else hold meaning? Thus, for the sect leaders to submit was imperative. Yet as sect leaders, dignity is demanded, and the first to kneel is frowned upon. This young man offers them a stepping stone of elevation. Not merely a reason, but a high and mighty reason, fit to be displayed publicly, even recorded in history. Mr. Su speaks with a measure of sense. An elder was first to break the silence, this person, the sect master of the Nanki sect. Indeed, I was originally a child of a farming family. It was the government's oppression of the people that drove me to the path of cultivation, 3,000 years of cultivation, and I've forgotten my original intent, deeply ashamed. The sect master of the Moshan sect sighed deeply. Mr. Su's words today truly resonate with me. It's time to set the cultivation milieu on Jiangnan Road back right. The chaotic hair of the sect master of the chaotic blade sect roved like frenzied blades in the wind. Within the sect, I've always emphasized not to compete for benefits with the people, which is not the true path of us cultivators. It not only harms the people but also disrupts one's own path, said the sect master of the Nanjing sect. Chapter 823. Chapter 687. The Secrets of the Reincarnation Sect Part 4. For a moment, the leaders of each sect stated their positions one after another, and they all unanimously agreed with Lin Xiaosu's words just now, offering profound interpretations. Du Yuxin's face, cold as Yan Bing's, showed signs of softening, and her eyes held a trace of amusement. This son-in-law, no wonder at such a young age he became a third-rank official. Where did he learn this ability to understand people's hearts and guide them according to the situation? Is he really just a young man in his early 20s? Doesn't he seem more like an old fox who has cultivated for thousands of years? Lin Xiaosu listened with a smile as each sect leader made their statements, and the atmosphere was so peaceful. It was definitely not a scene of oppressive coercion. Finally, once the last person had stated their position, Lin Xiaosu bowed deeply. You sect leaders deeply understand righteousness. I greatly admire you. Then please, sect leaders, issue the Heavenly Tao Initiative to establish rules for the Jiangnan Road. In an instant, the sect leaders' hearts turned as cold as water. A Heavenly Tao Initiative is not a Heavenly Tao oath, but it's as binding as one, if not more so. After all, everyone knows that an oath is usually made under duress. But an initiative is issued voluntarily. Both would be recorded by the Heavenly Tao. Neither can be violated. Issuing a Heavenly Tao Initiative was the final foothold of that step Lin Xiaosu mentioned earlier. However, the words had already been spoken, and everyone had nodded in agreement. Worse yet, the Taoist gate behind them was still turning. 9 leaders in the state of holding sides simultaneously. The sect master of the Nanjing sect clasped his hands together and pointed straight to the sky. I, He Liadong, sect master of the Nanjing sect, hereby issue a Heavenly Tao Initiative to fellow cultivators on the Jiangnan cultivation path. Cultivators ought to be pure of heart and measured in conduct, ought to benefit the world and the people, and must not engage in deeds that exploit the populace. With this heart, all properties under the Nanjing sect will be handed over to the local government, and all disciples shall return to the mountain for pure-hearted cultivation. With a tremendous boom, the Heavenly Tao responded, and his voice echoed across the 13 states of Jiangnan, reaching over 70 sects. Everyone looked up sharply, completely incredulous. I Yan Kuangtu, sect master of the Chaotic Blade sect, hereby issue an initiative to the Jiangnan cultivation path. I Li Murin, sect master of the Moshan sect, hereby issue an initiative to the Jiangnan cultivation path. One Heavenly Tao initiative after another, from illustrious figures, each statement sounded almost like they were cast from the same mold, leaving the entire Jiangnan road dumbfounded. The elders of the minor sects howled towards the sky, feeling as if the heavens were collapsing. They were just fragments on the Jiangnan road, but they had full confidence in Su Lin going to Jiangnan because they knew they weren't fighting alone. If the sky fell, the tall ones would hold it up. How could these godlike Taoist sects possibly let that youngster have his way? But now, the super sects they had placed great hope in were each expressing their positions, and the sky above them had collapsed. The faces of the medium-sized sect leaders twisted simultaneously, with most feeling a sense of, "We are ready to fight to the death. Why does your majesty surrender first?" Frustration. Above Moon Lake on the flagship, Fu Fu's pointed ears stood up, looking at the sky here and there, full of disbelief. What's happening? Have they all suddenly figured it out? Gu Suixin tossed a grape high in the air, letting it drop into his mouth while stretching his legs comfortably on the chair. I can almost imagine how these bigwigs came to an understanding. What kind of understanding? Fu Fu asked. Your husband put a knife to each of their necks and asked one by one, "Have you figured it out yet?" They were full of reluctance, but although they couldn't really figure it out, they ultimately had no choice but to understand. Ha ha. Quang Lang laughed twice, and seeing no one else joined in, quickly stopped. Hee hee. Fu Fu laughed, Zhang Tao laughed, and Quang Lang finally laughed heartily too. Chapter 824. Chapter 688. Slandering Princess Shensheng again. Hey Captain Zhang, stop focusing on laughing and let me ask you something, Fu Fu called out. The laughter stopped. Everyone looked at her. I just want to ask everyone, is going to Jiangnan ending here? Zhang Tao nodded slightly. Nominally, it's not over, but in fact it already is. Stop imitating him, just speak directly. Fu Fu was not satisfied with this answer. Zhang Tao said directly, next, We must set foot across the Jiangnan 12 states. The journey might be even tighter than before, but there won't be any major battles. All sects will follow the tune set by Mr. Su, delivering cases related to the Ministry of Justice and clearing out all their assets. Fufu said, because all the sect leaders have expressed their stance, the remaining sects have no backing and don't dare face our army alone, am I right? Not entirely accurate, Zhang Tao said. The accurate statement is that these remaining sects not only have to face our army alone, but they also have to face the pressure from those sect leaders. Still have to face the sect leaders' pressure. Fu didn't understand. You mean my husband is pointing a knife at their necks, and they not only have no complaints but also actively issue initiatives and even apply pressure on other sects. Huang Lang curled his lips, a bit disapproving of this girl who casually brought in my husband into serious discussion. Zhang Tao didn't mind and explained it. Some things cannot be judged by appearances. You have to see the deeper level. Those sect leaders issued initiatives, perhaps truly under the knife's shadow, but once issued they count for something. Otherwise, the heavenly Tao won't agree. The sect leaders have all given up their respective assets. Can the other sects not give up? If the other sects don't give up, wouldn't it make these sects appear to have a higher status than the sect leaders? Would the sect leaders agree? So now, even if we do not pressure these sect leaders will still pressure them, because the sect leaders absolutely will not allow those mid-sized or lower sects in Jiangnan land to enjoy better favorable treatment than them, the initiators. This is the saying, not afraid of scarcity but of inequality. Translated into plain language, we the sect leaders have given up. Do you dare not give up, Sankai sect? If you dare not, I'll destroy you, make you arrogant. Furthermore, the sect leaders have a reason to handle those other sects. The reason being, you dare not comply with the initiative the sect leaders issued. What is this, trying to rebel? For the sects daring to be arrogant in front of the sect leaders, the method of handling can drive them out of Jiangnan land. With this explanation, everyone understood. Gu Suixin also sighed in admiration. Brother Zhang, your military path is well learned. Isn't it? Zhang Tao was very happy, but his happiness lasted only 2 or 3 seconds. He glanced at Gu Suixin. Unfortunately, your recognition doesn't count. I'll be truly happy if your senior brother says I've mastered it. Everyone laughed again. In the Sankai sect, the atmosphere was very strange. At first, those elders of the Sankai sect were ready to go to the sect master peak to battle the strong enemies to the death, but they halted when they encountered Du Yuxin's presence. Later, sensing many people in the state of holding coming on Jiangnan Road, they rekindled hope, believing these individuals would uphold justice, which became the consensus among the elders. However, before this consensus could be implemented, the arriving elders in the state of holding issued initiatives one by one. Upon hearing these initiatives, the bones of the Sankai sect elders chilled to the marrow. They suddenly felt that their once self-proclaimed #1 sect in Jiangnan had been completely abandoned. In the crowd, the last sect master concluded the Heavenly Tao initiative, and Lin Ziasu smiled. On behalf of the 10 billion people of Jiangnan, I thank all sect masters for their wisdom and understanding. All the sect masters returned the gesture in unison. How dare we? Mr. Su has a heart for the world which I deeply admire. If Mr. Su should come to Jiangnan again and have some leisure time, perhaps you should visit my sect. Mr. Su is young and elegant with unrivaled literary talent. My sect has an immortal poem wall. If you could grace us with your presence, it would undoubtedly be a wonderful tale. All of a sudden, the atmosphere reached another peak. Lin Ziasu smiled and replied, this time going to Jiangnan involves many affairs, so I will not disturb everyone. If I'm free next year, I will certainly visit your esteemed sects to pay respects to the predecessors on the path. Thus I take my leave. Farewell. The 9 great power elders bid him farewell, and the deadly reincarnation sect finally closed behind them. The wind rose, the clouds flew majestically. The 9 great elders broke through the sky at once, leaving this area, taking a deep breath, feeling a sense of exhaustion throughout their bodies. It felt like surviving a calamity. How many years has it been since they last tasted this feeling? Du Yuxin watched intently as the red spider lily rose from the depths of the abyss, turning midair, crossing thousands of miles, already reaching Moon Lake. Over 50 warships were faintly visible in the distance. Du Yuxin slowly turned. Sir, are there any obstacles remaining in Jiangnan? None, mother-in-law, rest assured as you return to your sect. Lin Zaiasu bowed. Du Yuixin gently raised her hand, handing a red spider lily to Lin Zaiasu. If you encounter danger, crush this flower and I will sense it. Thank you, mother-in-law. Lin Zaiasu accepted it. This flower at first glance looks like a flower, but upon receiving it, he knew it was a strand of Du Yuixin's hair transformed. You're about to meet Feng Jai, sir. Do you have a message for her? Du Yuixin asked. Tell her this, Lin Zaiasu replied. In regards to taking on the calamity, I have already found a path. Over there, there's no need to take unnecessary risks with unconventional means. Chapter 825, Chapter 688, Sullying Princess Shensheng Again, Part 2. No need to risk using abnormal methods. Do you have a hunch she might take some risky actions? Du Yuixin frowned. From her perspective, tying the entire reincarnation sect is the only way to deal with the calamity, but whether it's my mother-in-law or her, they've been away from the reincarnation sect for too long. Attempting to bind a sect that has been out of sight for thousands of years is in itself a huge gamble. Lin Zaiasu said, Mother-in-law, I'm telling her this, and I'm telling you this as well. These words moved Du Yuixin quite a bit. Worrying about his wife and mother-in-law taking risks, he's willing to shoulder the greatest burden himself. This is what a real man does. He is becoming more and more like his husband, who also feared implicating her, so 3,000 years ago he left without a word. Back then, it was a wound, but today, it is full of emotion. Du Yuixin's heart surged with emotion, her thoughts were in a whirl, and finally she gently exhaled. Sir, you need to be mentally prepared. The disaster in your world may exceed your expectations. What does mother-in-law know? Lin Zaiasu asked. Du Yuixin said, the last human Emperor Kun, who cut off the passage of the world 1,000,000 years ago, relied on a circulation array, and the array eye of this array is a supreme divine artifact. This artifact can kill the third obsession. Lin Zaiasu's heart was in turmoil. He finally understood why forces from the desolate ancient realm coveted his world so much. It is because of this. Emperor Kun cut off the world's passage, and its array eye is a supreme divine artifact. This artifact can kill the third obsession. What is the third obsession? The first vow unaffected by the elements, the second vessel untouched by time, the third obsession uncontrolled by heaven and earth. The third obsession that even heaven and earth cannot control can be slain by a single artifact. Who wouldn't want this artifact? Therefore, the catastrophe in 3 years is indeed far more difficult than imagined. Once the state of holding of that world can be entered, it will not be just the first vow, but many second vessel and third obsession will enter, because there is an artifact that can easily change their destiny. What exactly is this artifact? Du Yuixin gently shook her head. I don't know, but I do know this artifact is the only thing in the world that can compete with Kang Yuan. Lin Zaiasu exhaled. So, 3 years later, the strongest force of this world, Kang Yuan, will also break into that world. Though their purpose may not be to obtain the artifact, their greater hope is to destroy it. Indeed, so they are the most terrifying enemy of that world, Du Yuixin said. Other forces at most want to obtain this artifact, but Kang Yuan more wishes to destroy it. No one in the world knows the exact location of the circulation array's array eye, but Kang Yuan firmly believes that if they completely shatter that world, turning it into cosmic dust, the artifact will be destroyed along with it. Lin Zaiasu slowly raised his head. There's still nearly 3 years left. 3 years of time on the cultivation path is but a fleeting moment. However, in 3 years much can be done. As the saying goes, man proposes, God disposes. I have lived long enough to be indifferent to life and death, but you, sir, must keep your life. All right. I still want to hold my grandchild someday. There will be, Lin Zaiasu smiled. Go, don't forget to inform me if there's danger. As the voice fell, a red spider lily blossomed in the azure sky, and the sight of its blooming was already 100 miles away from him. In the next instant, it truly vanished. Lin Zaiasu's gaze slowly retracted from the horizon and landed on the lake at his feet. Moon Lake was like a mirror, reflecting his face. In his eyes there seemed to be a faint worry, but as the lake rippled, this trace of worry dissipated like smoke. The red spider lily on his finger entered the secret realm space. His foot stepped onto the lake surface. Suddenly his foot stopped, because at the moment when this red spider lily entered his body's secret realm space, the mirror above his heart flashed with a strange light. It also gave him some kind of mystical mechanism. This mirror is what was comprehended from the three-character bone book human character scroll, mind character. Comprehending the three-character bone book human character scroll mind character, his heart underwent a change. One side is the orchid, another is the sword heart, and the last side is the mirror. The orchid is the embodiment of the human Tao orchid heart, multiplying his comprehension ability by 10. The sword heart is a great sword Tao opportunity, multiplying his sword Tao power by 10. This mirror, however, he did not know what it was. But today, the mirror showed a new phenomenon. Lin Ziasu's mind turned, and the red spider lily appeared before the mirror. The mirror surface suddenly rippled like water waves. Then it reflected the red spider lily. The spider lily in the mirror unraveled layer by layer. Lin Ziasu's heart beat faster and faster. He understood the use of this mirror. This mirror can analyze laws. The red spider lily, in essence, is a strand of Du Yuxin's hair, constructed into a red spider lily with the reincarnation law. And this mirror, seeing the essence through the phenomenon, directly analyzed the reincarnation law on that strand of hair. Laws are usually comprehended, but this mirror directly analyzed it. What is this akin to? A cheat tool. He stood still in the lake water, his heart rapidly analyzing the reincarnation law. The time passed one period after another. From morning to midday, from midday to afternoon, from afternoon to sunset. Finally, a peculiar stream of light crossed the sky within his body. An exquisite seed appeared out of nowhere. The reincarnation Tao seed was thus born. The red spider lily spun around and re-entered the secret realm space, and the mirror also returned to tranquility. Chapter 826, Chapter 688, Sullying Princess Shensheng Again, Part 3. In just 10 hours, he cultivated the reincarnation Tao seed. The fundamental reason was simply the red spider lily given to him by Du Yuxin. Such a red spider lily wasn't really a special magic treasure. It was just a commonly used communicator of the reincarnation sect. The reincarnation law affixed to it allowed him to cultivate the reincarnation Tao seed before this powerful mirror in just a few hours. The power of this mirror was truly astonishing. Based on this, if at this moment he obtained an item related to the Tao of cause and effect and brought it before the mirror, could the law of cause and effect also cultivate a Tao seed? There are thousands of cultivators in the world, and everyone's experience of cultivating the Tao seed could fill a thick book. For him, it was merely standing in the lake, standing before the mirror. Creating such a miracle, Lin Ziasu had not stopped there. He wanted to play an even bigger game. He wanted to try if the currently existing Tao seed within him could rapidly blossom before this mirror. No sooner said than done. The Tao seed of the time law came before the mirror. The mirror rippled open again, and the time law Tao seed began to parse. One of his primordial spirit withdrew from the time-space river, focusing on this task, staring at the parsing on the mirror, validating the theories of time, pushing the time path step by step into depth. However, for a law seed to blossom is a level higher than cultivating the Tao seed from nothing, so the progress was much slower. Fortunately, he had two primordial spirits. One worked with this mirror to begin an unprecedented spiritual journey in comprehending the laws. The other primordial spirit governed the body, attending to its duties. The sun set in the west, Jiangnan was settled, and his mother-in-law had left. What could he do? Perhaps he could do something unhealthy, beneficial to physical and mental health. Lin Ziasu stepped back onto the flagship. Gu Suixin had already tossed a grape, and with a flick of his finger it flew towards Lin Ziasu. Senior brother, taste a fruit of victory. This was his welcome ceremony. Zhang Tao bowed. Congratulations, Mr. Su, truly Jiangnan is settled. The group of guards behind him bowed in unison. Congratulations, Mr. Su. Quang Lang, although silent, was all excitement in his eyes. Fu Fu disregarded all these, jumped directly to Lin Ziasu, almost dived in but restrained herself, gently shaking his hand. Brother Su, you haven't eaten yet, go to the cabin for dinner. All right. Above Moon Lake, the night was tranquil. A silver small boat drifted leisurely over the lake. On the small boat, two stood on the deck, gazing into the depths of the misty waves. In the depths of those misty waves, faintly came the sound of a zither. If merely a passing fisherman heard the zither sound from here, he might think it was a heavenly immortal playing the zither. But this sound falling upon the ears of the two ladies on the deck startled them, for they could tell that the zither player's mind was in disorder. Her zither lacked its ethereal quality. The zither player was Han Yan. The listeners were Princess Shensheng and her maid. "Your Highness, this maid thinks Saintess Han is really disturbed. Shouldn't you go in to console her?" suggested the maid. "The wounds of the Tao realm, ultimately one must walk out herself. Others cannot console." Princess Shensheng sighed lightly. "That vile official is truly hateful." The maid exclaimed, "Your Highness, you shouldn't curse Mr. Su like that. It's not good." Princess Shensheng angrily frowned. "What? I can't scold him. He's just a vile official, a vile official." The maid hurriedly spoke. "Your Highness, His Majesty appointed him as an official, and just a few days ago he was promoted by 2 levels." Princess Shensheng finally understood. "You mean to say if I call him a vile official, it's like calling my father a dog emperor?" The maid immediately knelt. "Your Highness, this maid dare not think that way, absolutely dare not. This maid merely thinks. No matter what, Mr. Su is taking worries off His Majesty's shoulders. You should spare him for His Majesty's sake." Princess Shensheng gritted her teeth. "That's what's most despicable. If I want him dead, he's indeed helping my father. If not, thinking about what he's done makes me furious." Suddenly, from the flagship, 2 figures ascended. This ascent left Princess Shensheng and the maid speechless. "Your Highness, he's flying." In the middle of the night, instead of resting in the cabin, he took the general outside, seemingly up to no good again, Princess Shensheng said. "Immortal mirror technique." Hands together, index fingers connected, slowly separating. This was her immortal mirror technique. "Your Highness, don't use the immortal mirror technique on him. Last time you suffered," the maid exclaimed. "Last time was last time. Last time I didn't foresee that his scholar was indeed his concubine. Momentary oversight," Princess Shensheng said. "This time is certainly different." The maid nodded. "Your Highness's words make sense, though this maid just thinks that Mr. Su and General Quang went out for confidential military matters. Your Highness should not spy." "Confidential military matters. The more confidential, the more I want to see. If he has the ability, let him bite me," Princess Shensheng retorted. With a swoosh, Lin Ziasu and Quang Lang landed in a desolate valley. Princess Shensheng felt excited. "This is Bapin Sek's territory. Bapin Sek is famous for arrays. Surely he has hidden something good here, daring to join forces with the general to line his pockets. Watch how this princess exposes his shady deeds to the world." Before her voice fell, Quang Lang suddenly shrank, and the 1,000-pound heavy armor piled at the cave entrance. The maid was equally amazed. General Quang can actually transform. Chapter 827, Chapter 688, Sullying Princess Shensheng Again, Part 4. "See, I told you there's a secret." Princess Shensheng was more excited. "Your Highness, be careful. Didn't you say he might discover your spying? You must be cautious. If things fall apart, it won't look good for anyone," the maid exclaimed. "You're right. This time I'll make sure everything is foolproof." Princess Shensheng trembled all over, seemingly tearing through a layer of mysterious veil, pushing the immortal mirror technique to the highest realm. Reached the state of unity of mirror and self. At this moment, she was no longer a mirror holder but the immortal mirror itself. Wherever the immortal mirror shone, it left a clear projection on the spirit platform, with no blind spots, full 360 degrees. With all preparations complete, Princess Shensheng confidently adjusted the angle and plunged into this cave. With this plunge, she was completely bewildered. On her spirit platform, a clear image was left. But in her heart, it was a mess. My goodness, what did she see? 2 bodies enacting the most absolute filth of the world. 10 times worse than what she had witnessed in the ship cabin. The immortal realm technique couldn't stand such filth, and in an instant shattered. The most lethal was her spirit platform, clearly imprinted with this image, without missing a single angle. Your Highness," the maid looked in shock at the cracks spreading between the hands of the princess. Even more shocked at the unusual red flush on the princess's face. The high realm immortal mirror technique was invisible to this maid, but she judged by experience that the princess must have seen something she shouldn't have. Princess Shensheng's hands flicked as if electrocuted, pulling them back, her eyes tightly shut, her body swaying. Your Highness, did your immortal mirror technique encounter a problem again? The maid was anxious. Princess Shensheng nodded. Your Highness, quickly get into the lake, the maid called out. This time, the essence of lake water might be ineffective. Immediately take me to Lanzhou, find my second brother and borrow Wayu Spring. The maid abruptly stood up, and the silver shuttle soared through the air. Her heart was filled with shock. Just what did the princess see? Even the water from Moon Lake was ineffective, and she had to go to Lanzhou to borrow King Lanning's Wayu Spring to wash her eyes. This small incident tonight, Lin Zaiyasu actually was aware of it. However, by the time he knew, it was already somewhat late. Mainly, it was the fault of Fu Fu. Fu Fu insisted that he thoroughly check if the ninth spiritual tail showed any signs of appearing. Lin Zaiyasu couldn't refuse her and could only perform a serious check, checking behind and then before, ultimately not finding any sign of the ninth spiritual tail appearing, but making him want to stick his head out somewhere else. Therefore, he issued an order to Quang Lang, accompany me to perform official duties. Quang Lang's blood immediately began to heat up, and she stepped from autumn into spring. Arriving at the familiar place, entering the cave to accompany him in official duties. Just as he reached a good part, Lin Zaiyasu sensed the immortal mirror technique. Although Princess Shansheng's immortal mirror technique reached the highest realm, Lin's space law had also upgraded. Still accurately captured. Once captured, he had a lot of MMP inside. That girl don't you learn from experience. Previously she had just caused trouble. Tonight, it seems there will be even bigger problems. Indeed, he sensed the collapse of the immortal mirror technique, more thorough than last time. The girl couldn't cause any more mischief, so he could enjoy the process at ease. Quang Lang had no awareness of this. She only had one sensation, called delight. Her worries from last night didn't materialize. The facts proved that the Lord hadn't grown tired of her yet. Skipping over the cave affair, let's talk about the upcoming trip to Jiangnan. The upcoming trip to Jiangnan is a different rhythm. What kind of rhythm is it? No great waves, just going through the motion step by step. Enter a state capital, meet the prefect, who would notify the major sects. All sect masters came regardless of their intentions or personal schemes. In any case, the final result was unanimous. The Ministry of Justice case-associated personnel were all handed over to Zhang Tao, each sect's properties registered and turned over to the government. People of the sects looked up at the sky, experiencing for the first time what the Great Trend felt like. The people of each prefecture smiled through tears, feeling for the first time that life had hope. Zhang Tao was responsible for accepting the case's fierce criminal. Quang Lang was responsible for keeping the place calm. Aside from maintaining calm, she also handled the mess left by Fu Fu at night. As for Fu Fu, became Lin Zaiyaasu's personal secretary, showing increasing grace and politeness when receiving personnel from local governments, but during leisure, demonstrated with strength the Fox clan's passion like fire. She only knew how to ignite. She couldn't extinguish it instantly. Someone specialized in putting out fires. Note, it's Quang Lang. Z State took 5 days, completely cleared. The people of Z State made 10,000 people's umbrella, delivered it to the army. Then it was Shuzhou, took 5 days to collect another 10,000 people's umbrella. Oh no, actually 2 during this time. Huzhou also made one and sent it over. Later it was Qingzhou, took 4 days to collect another 10,000 people's umbrella. After that, time slowly advanced towards winter, finally arriving during the 12th lunar month. Lunar month 7th day, the last region Lizhu, all Ministry of Justice personnel received, all properties turned over. Lin Zaiyasu stood on top of the flagship, looking towards the South Sea. Sir, it's over, Zhang Tao whispered. Yes, this trip to Jiangnan lasting 3 months is over, Lin Zaiyasu said. Order the army return to the capital. Chapter 828, Chapter 689, appointed as Marquis Zui. The command to return to Beijing was issued. The warships all turned back simultaneously. Lin Zaiyasu raised his gaze, staring at the warship in front, the fluttering flag. For a brief moment it seemed to stop waving. His heart was stirred with excitement. The war flag ceasing to flutter was not an illusion, but a real scene. No one noticed, as everyone was within a time discrepancy. Within Lin Zaiyasu, in front of his heart, the time Tao seed, which rotated day and night, broke open at this moment, blooming the time Law Tao flower. From beginning to analyze the Tao seed to blooming the time Tao flower, it took 2 months. It seemed not short in time, but Lin Zaiyasu knew how extraordinary it was. What practical use does the blossoming of the time Tao flower serve him? His time sword Tao, time break, will be legendary. With a lift of his hand, he can pause time. Although this pause is measured in seconds, such a momentary pause is enough for him to slay opponents 10 times over. Moreover, his time retrospection has taken a great leap forward. For example, aboard the warship, he could see a scene in the village below, where a young lad was nursing from his mother over 10 years ago. In other words, his current time retrospection is no longer limited to a year, but spans decades. The warships returned from Jiangnan, taking 3 hours. Arriving at Desert City, a group of yellow-clothed servants waited in front of the return to the capital platform. The return to the capital platform is a must-stop for both officials and returning military units heading back to Beijing. Because it's a special era where officials can fly through the air without a fixed platform, the records of official departures and returns to Beijing would become chaotic. Thus, such a return to the capital platform was specially established. Lin Zaiasu led 50 warships back to Beijing, the warships hovering in space over the return to the capital platform, and he, Quang Lang, and Zhang Tao descended onto the platform. On the platform, there was a pale yellow figure and a group of yellow-clothed servants. The figure in pale yellow was imposing, the 7th Prince Hong Yun. Upon seeing Lin Zaiasu's arrival, the 7th Prince stepped down from the high platform. "Welcome, Mr. Su, back to Beijing." Lin Zaiasu quickened his pace, gave a deep bow. "Your Highness' personal welcome shames me. How can I be worthy?" Mr. Su, with just a small town-level unit, took 3 months to pacify Jiangnan, achieving miraculous feats that even I, as a military man, find legendary on the battlefield. It's a great regret that I couldn't personally witness Mr. Su's war god demeanor on the Jiangnan battlefield. I can only raise a toast in his honor within Beijing. Your Highness flatters me. The 7th Prince said, "Father is currently in the Enda Hall, and he ordered me to welcome Mr. Su into the palace for an audience. The members of Zhen Heaven Pavilion, please return to the pavilion first. Rewards will follow later." "Thank you, Your Highness." Quang Lang and Zhang Tao bowed simultaneously. "Mr. Su, please," the 7th Prince gestured. "Your Highness, please." The group entered the palace. The prince personally welcomed them. The yellow-clothed servants formed into 2 lines, boarding the 3-dragon vehicle, and traversed Xuanwu Avenue. The people on both sides were abuzz with discussion. Is this Mr. Su who stirred up waves in Jiangnan? Is it really him, so young? Yes, it's him in his early 20s, with a graceful demeanor, literary elegance, and military prowess. Already a 3rd-rank official at the court, tonight, many young ladies in Desert City will have sleepless nights. Once a 3rd-rank official after today, he might no longer be just a 3rd rank, someone said. Your Majesty is gathering ministers in the Enda Hall, with the prince welcoming guests. This is a sign of great reward. Oh my, could a 3rd rank be further promoted? Could it be unprecedented in our great wilderness, a 2nd rank before the age of 30? If you ask this old man, Mr. Su becoming a 2nd-rank pillar would be ideal. He truly has the nation's interests at heart. Seated in the dragon carriage, Lin Zaiasu, with his super sensing power, absorbed the discussions around him, his heart slightly astonished. The Enda Hall is not an ordinary place. The so-called Enda is specifically a hall for conferring rewards. If not, why would it be called Enda? Does Your Majesty truly intend to promote him? This script is not right. Su Lin's potential is best utilized only when he is away from the capital. And a 3rd-rank official is the highest level for being away from the capital. Any further promotion would impair his ability to leave the capital in the future. On this level, the position must not be elevated further. Speaking of his career, it's quite interesting. Positions below 4th rank were secured through his own schemes and efforts. For example, his first appointment as a 5th rank, because he foresaw that Your Majesty must grant him this rank so he could inspect the Heart Pavilion. For the 4th rank, it was even more in his grasp because he needed to patrol various sects, and Your Majesty had to grant him such a position not to undermine the court's authority, making inspections routine. The subsequent 3rd rank was granted for outstanding achievements, and Your Majesty had no choice. In fact, reaching this point, Your Majesty was already feeling a bit troubled. Inside, the Emperor did not intend to promote him further. However, being forced by circumstances, had no choice but to promote. This point is evidenced by one example. That is, Your Majesty could have directly appointed Zhang Yuan as a 2nd-grade prefect. just didn't want Lin Zaiasu to attain the second rank directly, thus creating a temporary position as Huzhou governor for Zhang Yuan. From this, it's clear that Your Majesty genuinely didn't wish to promote him, even thinking up countless ways to suppress his rank. Yet today, it's presenting a different situation, inviting him into the Enda Hall. It's nonsensical not to promote him. Chapter 829, Chapter 689, appointed as Marquis Zui. What's going on here? In front of us is the Enda Hall. The eunuch screeched in a public duck voice. Su Lin, third-rank vice minister, come forward to the hall. The hall doors were wide open, and Lin Zaiasu followed closely behind the seventh prince, step by step. On both sides were the ministers. The three back rows were fifth rank, the middle two rows were fourth rank, and the front was third rank, followed by first rank and second rank. Among the first-grade officials, there was someone Lin Zaiasu recognized, and that was Zhen Heaven Pavilion Master, Lei Tianlin. Your Majesty was high on the platform, dressed in the Emperor's full regalia, wearing the glazed crown. After not seeing him for 3 months, Your Majesty's complexion was noticeably better than 3 months ago. Lin Zaiasu sighed inwardly. It was all because he had drained the life from his son to achieve this. Humble servant Su Lin, back from inspecting Jiangnan, pays his respects to Your Majesty. Lin Zaiasu respectfully bowed. Rise, Su Aking. Thank you, Your Majesty. Su Aking, your inspection of Jiangnan is known among the ministers, but the details might not be well understood. Please enlighten us about your achievements in Jiangnan, said Your Majesty. Lin Zaiasu said, Yes, Your Majesty, esteemed ministers, this humble servant's journey to Jiangnan was entirely reliant on Your Majesty's great fortune and the court's prestige. All the sects in Jiangnan have submitted, and all the 576 accumulated cases from the Ministry of Justice, involving 3,729 criminals, have been resolved. Done? Your Majesty smiled lightly. Su Aking is modest and reserved, not speaking of his own merits, offering only the briefest of reports. King Dingbei, please add a supplement. Yes. The seventh prince stepped forward, raising his hand, and a golden paper appeared in his palm. Mr. Su's journey to Jiangnan included leading a town-level team from Zhen Heaven Pavilion, totaling 2,923 people. In the first battle, they destroyed the Dongxuan sect, killing 4 Enlightenment Rules criminals, 363 Enlightenment God-level individuals, 1,127 Enlightenment Body-level individuals, and crippling 760,000 disciples of Dongxuan. They wiped out the sects that had dominated File Mansion for 1,000 years, relieving the disaster that loomed over the File people. This mere list of numbers astonished the entire hall. Second battle, Bapin sect. Third battle, Qingshuan sect. Fourth battle, Huzhu Heart Pavilion. During the Ning City meeting, the 7 great sects gathered, and Mr. Su personally beheaded the Duan Jian sect master, the great sword master of Jiangnan, Jian Qingshan, and wiped out the Duan Jian sect elder council, bringing all of Huzhu to submission. The hall was silent, with half the ministers slightly gaping in disbelief. Could an entire state be pacified just like that? The age-old sects entrenched in Huzhu for thousands of years were swept away like autumn leaves. After the pacification of Huzhu, it was the Tao sect's turn. Mr. Su first took Luohua Temple, then Hanyu Valley the next day, and on the same day, Sankai sect, causing the 9 major holding states on Jiangnan Road to issue a joint statement. Since then, Jiangnan Road has been peaceful. The astonishment in the eyes of everyone in the hall was beyond hiding. The seventh prince took a deep breath. Gentlemen, you might wonder why our side's casualty figures were not reported. The reason is simple. Our personnel employed the battle formation technique created by Mr. Su, resulting in 0 fatalities. The hall erupted in a collective sigh of astonishment, perhaps amounted to hundreds of exclamations. The seventh prince continued. Additionally, Mr. Su's mission to Jiangnan brought back a total of 3.7 billion desert gold to the court before even the tax collection period, filling the great wilderness national treasury. The hall fell silent, the silence so profound you could hear a pin drop. Such astonishing figures left even Your Majesty feeling like it was a dream. Even Lin Zaiasu himself was caught off guard at the outset. The desert gold spoils he captured initially held to one principle. The desert gold within the sects was returned to Your Majesty, while the extraneous wealth was distributed among the populace. That's how it was done in Huzhu, resulting in only by destroying the sects could wealth be acquired for Your Majesty. If a sect submitted, there was no reason to destroy it, making it impossible to seize the sect's treasury. Thus, no wealth would be garnered for your majesty. But that was just in Huzhu. Beyond Huzhu, the situation facing the Tao sect changed. The extraneous wealth of the Tao sect was immense, and even when they secretly transferred the majority back into the sect while shutting down external operations, leaving only token amounts outside, it still vastly exceeded ordinary sects. Lin Zaiasu turned a blind eye to this, not pursuing the matter, and adopted a compromise approach, dividing the extraneous wealth in half, distributing half to the local people and the other half to the national treasury. This resulted in the astonishing 3.7 billion. The seventh prince further supplemented. The wealth of the 81 sects of Jiangnan, all derived from the 10 billion people of Jiangnan, was used wisely by Mr. Su. Not only did he bring in 3.7 billion for the court, but adhering to the principle of taking from the people and using for the people, he allocated most of the extraneous wealth for the people's livelihood. In 3 months, the daily deaths of thousands from hunger were reversed, and in 3 months, no one starved to death. The people's approval is at an all-time high, with 17 billion people praising the emperor's benevolence. His hands gently closed, gathering the golden paper, and he turned to face your majesty. Father, I believe this virtuous minister deserves a great reward. His report concluded. The entire hall stirred. Your majesty's gaze swept across the hall. My ministers, what are your thoughts? Song Lifu, the minister of the Ministry of Justice, was the first to step forward. Your Majesty, as a humble servant, I consider Mr. Su's talent a pillar of the court, and his merits worthy of being recorded in the annals of history. I propose he be ennobled as Marquis. Ennobled as Marquis. Lin Zaiasu was greatly shaken. Lei Tianlin stepped forward. Your Majesty, as the Zhen Heaven Pavilion Master, I know that a single town-level team from Zhen Heaven Pavilion is negligible. The unparalleled achievements in Jiangnan belong to Mr. Su. I agree with Master Song. Mr. Su's achievements merit the title of Marquis. Chapter 830, Chapter 689, appointed as Marquis Zui. The minister of Wenhua Pavilion, Yin Ti, also stepped forward. Your Majesty, in this old minister's opinion, though Mr. Su's mission to Jiangnan may not be one of territorial expansion, it indeed has the substantial effect of stabilizing Jiangnan. Historically, territorial expansion merits a title of prince, thus Mr. Su merits the next level, a marquisate indeed. 1 first-rank official, 2 second-rank officials, simultaneously put forth a proposal. 7th Prince knelt down directly. Father, your son believes that in the great wilderness, rewards should be given for merits and punishments for mistakes, which is the foundation of the court's operation. Now there is chaos across the great wilderness, with sects running rampant, forming a great disaster for the nation long ago. Mr. Su's stabilization of Jiangnan brings intimidation to all 4 realms of the great wilderness, and this merit is enough to grant him a marquisate. Now a prince joined in too. Although there were over 1,000 people in the hall, only 4 stepped forward, but the status of these 4 was unreachable. A prince of first rank, 2 second-rank officials, and all held real power. What they said was increasingly straightforward. Especially the words of the 7th prince, which revealed the most genuine aspect to all ministers. In today's world, sects run rampant. It's a chronic ailment of the great wilderness. Faced with such a stubborn issue, the entire court had no recourse. Even His Majesty himself had no solution. However, this Su Lin, with only a town-level squad, went to Jiangnan for 3 months, suppressing the 81 sects of Jiangnan. No, having already destroyed 4 sects, leaving 77 sects oppressively cowed, unwilling to raise their heads. With the suppression of the sects, wealth rolled in, and His Majesty's prestige in Jiangnan soared skyward, gaining both fame and profit. Such an opportunity His Majesty was truly reluctant to forego. The world does not only have Jiangnan. The world also has Jiangbei, Hedong, West Sea, Northern Plain, and Central Plains. Therefore, His Majesty needs a substantial reward to tell Su Lin next, continue to forge ahead bravely. You have hopes of being made a prince. Your Majesty, I believe Mr. Su's merit is worthy of marquisate. The newly appointed Minister of War, Li Gang, stepped forward. I second that. The Minister of Personnel stepped forward. I second that. For a moment, the entire court supported the motion. Even the first-rank Dr. Zhou He, who in his heart wished to strangle Su Lin to death, at this moment, with His Majesty's objective clear, also stepped forward to express agreement. He was not agreeing with Lin Zaiasu at all. He simply saw the situation clearly. He is the father-in-law of former prefect Song Yunking of Huzhu. He had followed the former crown prince for a long time. His Majesty ruthlessly brought down his son-in-law, Song Yunking, imprisoned him in the heavenly prison, and executed his paternal clan. How could he not hate Su Lin, the instigator? However, if he dared to reveal it, it would be courting death. In the same mindset as him, at least half of the court. Everyone sensed through the matter of replacing the prefect in Huzhu, the strands of His Majesty's exposed sword light facing the officialdom, and at this time, who dared go against His Majesty's dragon scale was seeking death. His Majesty's gaze swept across the hall. He slowly stood up. Issue the decree. The imperial decree bearer stepped forward, hand unfurling with the decree in hand. By the Emperor's mandate, third-rank Assistant Minister of the Surveillance Office, Su Lin, entrusted with the task of inspecting Jiangnan, has achieved meritorious service in stabilizing Jiangnan, benefiting the court and the people, is hereby granted the title of Marquis Zui and bestowed 1,000 gold in gifts. Minister Su Lin bows in gratitude for your Majesty's great grace. A lively enfeoffment to Marquis today has put a perfectly satisfactory end to the Jiangnan venture. As for Zhen Heaven Pavilion, it's even more bustling with excitement. The 7th squad of Zhen Heaven Pavilion returns to their old training grounds, as 26 squads watch their heroic demeanor, eyeing each other in dismay. Since this squad was chosen by Su Lin, from that day on, all the squad leaders and soldiers carved a fate disc within their hearts. In their perception, this squad would inevitably be completely wiped out, becoming yet another sacrificial offering of the dynasty against the sects. Why another? Because similar incidents have occurred too many times. However, the frontline situation conveyed to them had already become warped. The expected complete annihilation did not occur. Instead, there was only upheaval, endless upheaval, all-encompassing, various upheavals. This squad against the sects was completely one-sided. Sect after sect was eradicated, and this squad suffered 0 combat losses, with merely a few dozen injuries. Moreover, incredibly, each of their warriors received a reward of at least 400 desert gold. Desert gold. A regular soldier's annual salary is merely 20 desert gold. 400 desert gold equates to fighting on the battlefield for 20 years. This is the ideal situation, with full payment of salary. In reality, when is the military pay ever fully dispersed? 3 months in Jiangnan, as easy as an outing, brought them 20 years of battlefield pay, along with unparalleled renown. Why wouldn't this squad ignite the envy of other squads? The soldiers of the remaining 26 squads cast glances at their respective officers, growing increasingly dissatisfied. And those commander and vice envoy faces turned pale and then flushed. An opportunity once laid before them, uncherished. This perhaps is the common sentiment of all. Among them, there was truly one as though bitten by a dog, this person being the original commander of the 7th squad, Hong Bin. His squad was chosen by Lin Ziasu, and he deemed it a catastrophic disaster. To avoid going to Jiangnan, he orchestrated a farce in which his father personally broke his leg. Injury to the bones and muscles takes 100 days. Now exactly 100 days later, he returns to the Zhen Heaven Pavilion, yet because of committing the greatest sin a general could commit, cowardice and fear of death, he loses face to lead soldiers, thus becomes a miscellaneous member of Zhen Heaven Pavilion. Chapter 831, Chapter 689, appointed as Marquis Zui. Watching Quang Lang lead this army, returning triumphantly to envious eyes, he felt like dying. The one truly happy and exhilarated was Li Yafu, the master of the military hall. Quang Lang was his daughter. In the past, he would never admit she was his daughter because she caused so much trouble that made him, as master of the military hall, constantly worry and suffer the consequences. But today, he wished he could stand atop the highest pavilion and announce to all of Zhen Heaven Pavilion that she was his illegitimate daughter. Yet he forcibly restrained his inner impulse, greeting the triumphant heroes with proper etiquette. After the process was completed, he met Quang Lang alone, and the first thing Quang Lang said to her father was, "Get me a set of Rui armor." Rui armor, Li Yafu frowned slightly. Quang Lang glanced around, ensuring there were no outsiders. "Dad, my body can shrink at will. I need Rui armor." Li Yafu was shocked to his core, nearly unable to believe his ears. This was a secret. He had never told his daughter. This secret was told to him by his wife, who said their daughter had a great shackle, which manifested as her extraordinarily large physique, and had a dire consequence of a shortened lifespan. Because he knew her lifespan would be short, this father had always been forgiving toward her various outrageous behaviors. Now his daughter was telling him that her large physique has changed. What does this mean? Li Yafu said, "Quick, let's go see your mother." The two hurried to Li Yafu's small courtyard, beneath which lay an underground abyss. In the abyss, there was a pool of black water. The black water seemed to be boiling, emitting steam. However, upon reaching the edge of the black water, the feeling was anything but hot. It was chilling to the bone. A woman's head slowly emerged from the pool. This woman was extremely strange. Her skin was golden, her hair white. Golden skin and white hair in this black pool appeared exceptionally eerie. Yet her face was delicate, and her figure rich in beauty. "Mom," Quang called out. The woman's gentle gaze fell on her face. "You've returned from Go to Jiangnan." "Tear, our daughter says her body can shrink," Li Yafu spoke. The woman named Tear trembled all over, staring fixedly at Quang Lang, who nodded lightly. The woman took a long breath. "Master, you should step outside first." Li Yafu stepped out of the basement, closing the door behind him. Inside the basement, Quang Lang's body shrank, and as it did, her armor naturally fell off, as did the clothes she wore beneath, leaving her naked, standing about 1.7 meters tall before her mother. Her mother's eyes opened wide, staring blankly. Then slowly she closed her eyes, and two gleaming silver tears trickled down her cheeks. "Mom, you," Quang Lang whispered. Her mother opened her eyes again, tears filling them. "The heavenly Tao shackle is finally released, my child. My child has finally escaped the judgment of fate, Shengnan. Mom is happy. "What shackle, what judgment of fate?" Quang Lang asked. "This matter you didn't know before, and there's no need to know now. You just need to know your destiny has finally changed." Her mother gently took her hand. "Come, tell Mom, how did all this happen?" Quang Lang followed her mother's hand, sliding into the black pool water herself, a slight blush gracing her cheeks. "Mom, I don't know why either, but I guess it's related to that matter." "What matter?" "Mom, your daughter has been with someone." As Quang Lang said this, she sank entirely into the black water, her face submerged. Her mother's face shifted like clouds. "Been with someone? Oh my heavens!" Only now did she realize her daughter had truly lost herself. "You," her mother gently raised her hand, lifting her daughter. "Who have you been with? A man from the giant clan?" No, Quang Lang, though usually bold, hesitated with such a question. "Not a giant clan member, then how did he take you?" He's from the ancient sect, his body can expand." "From the ancient sect? You met a disciple of the ancient sect in Jiangnan and just casually went with him." Her mother was a bit surprised. "No, it was Mr. Su." The bubbling in the pool ceased. The basement fell silent as night. Quang Lang was a bit stunned, slowly raising her head, her mother's face changing with clouds. "Mr. Su leading troops to go to Jiangnan extended his devilish hand to you." "No, it's not his fault. I like him, I wanted to be with him. Just think, he looks so good and is so capable, a third-rank official. How many noble girls in Jiangnan fancy him? How could he possibly reach out to me of his own accord? I like him, I really like him. He couldn't bear to refuse me only then." Her mother gently shook her head. "You had no intentions between men and women, how could you suddenly fancy a man out of nowhere? But Mom understands your meaning. You fear Mom will trouble him, so you've taken all this upon yourself. From that it's clear you do truly like him. But Shengnan, you're wrong. Mom won't blame him. Mom will only feel gratitude for fate." Chapter 832, Chapter 690, Fufu's Nine Tails, the Heavenly Fox Secret Realm. On Vermilion Bird Avenue, Fufu strolled by elegantly, with grace and charm. In front was the imperial gifted Su mansion, and without looking sideways, Fufu seemed completely unaware of the street gazes. She grabbed the door knocker and knocked. The door opened, and the doorman inside widened his eyes suddenly. "Ma, madam." "Open the door." Yes, the door opened wide, and Fufu entered the mansion. The butler came running over at a trot. "Greetings, madam." "Greetings, madam." Hunger and Little Ching also ran over. Fufu nodded slightly. "No need for formalities." "Madam, where is the young master? Didn't he come back with you?" Xiao Hong asked. "My husband went to see your majesty. His Majesty is preparing a great reward for him. He'll definitely be back once he's received it, Fu Fu said. Congratulations, madam. The butler and all the servants congratulated her together. Thank you all, Fu Fu finally smiled. Butler, give everyone in the mansion 2 pieces of desert gold each as a gift from me. She lifted her hand and handed over a small pouch. The congratulatory money didn't even need to come from the Su mansion. She had brought it herself. Thank you, madam. Everyone in the mansion in that instant grew fond of this mistress. Madam, the family head has also returned. A servant ran over. Fu Fu darted to the door, and the butler and others also hurried over. On Vermilion Bird Street, a dragon horse carriage was slowly approaching. Aboard the open carriage, sitting were 2 people. One was the 7th prince, and the other was Lin Zaiasu, who separated for 3 months and had grown increasingly charismatic. Your husband is coming with the prince. Fu Fu was so happy. The family head. Oh my, the clothes the family head is wearing. The butler's fingers trembled wildly. Those are marquis clothes. The family head has been made a marquis. The entire mansion was in an uproar. Fu Fu's eyes widened, staring fixedly at the clothes Lin Zaiasu was wearing. At first glance, the snow-white attire looked casually elegant, but upon closer inspection, it featured patterns of a cauldron. The cauldron is a ceremonial vessel of heaven and earth. Attire with patterns of a cauldron can only belong to a marquis. Her husband has been made a marquis. Truly a marquis. The great wilderness has over 400 second-rank officials, but only 17 marquises. This shows how much rarer it is to be a marquis in the great wilderness dynasty than a second-rank official. Her husband entered the palace today, and her wildest dream was for him to be promoted 2 levels to become a second-rank official. But now the outcome was clear, not a promotion, but an elevation in nobility. Promotion and elevation in nobility may seem similar, but they are actually quite different. Office is a position. Nobility is status. Office has power. Nobility signifies prestige. Office is personal. Nobility can be inherited. For a moment, Fu Fu was overjoyed, thinking if she were to bear him a son, could he inherit the title? Not to mention becoming a marquis, even being a baron would be unprecedented among the women married off from Kinkyu. The dragon horse carriage stopped at the mansion's gate. The 7th prince caught sight of the radiant Fu Fu and smiled lightly. Your wife is waiting for you. I won't interrupt your reunion with her. Farewell, your highness. Lin Zaiasu got out of the carriage and saluted by the roadside. The 7th prince returned to his residence. Lin Zaiasu entered through the mansion gate as well. Upon entering, the butler loudly proclaimed, Congratulations to the family head on becoming a marquis. Salute the marquis. Salute the marquis. Salute the marquis. Fu Fu curtsied deeply. Lin Zaiasu's gaze fell on her face, and his heart suddenly raced. Oh heavens, this aura. The marquis has become a marquis, a grand event for the mansion. Marquis, do you wish to? Lin Zaiasu raised his hand to interrupt. No ceremonies needed. No banquets, no opera troupe, no drinking or feasting right now. Fu Fu, come with me. He swept her up, and in a flash, they soared to the bedroom door. The butler watched his hurried back, utterly bewildered. Honger and little Ching exchanged glances, reading something from each other's eyes. The young master becoming a marquis, what an event. In a normal family, it would be customary to hire an opera troupe to sing for a month straight. Banquets could extend for over 3 months, but he, after entering the door, immediately pulled his wife into the room. Oh my heavens, is this how he plans to celebrate? Fu Fu, being pulled along, felt her heart racing. Third sister once said, men have 3 occasions when they are highly emotional and inclined to do that thing. The first is when they're about 8/10 drunk. The second is during a significant event, and the third is just released from prison, seeing even a sow as fair and beautiful. Today's definitely the second situation. Is he really going to do it? Looks like it. Entering the bedroom, Fu Fu shifted her body, nestling into his embrace, a familiar posture. She heard Lin Zaiasu's voice by her ear. Fu Fu, feel it. Ah, Brother Su, you've had an epiphany. Fu Fu was pleasantly surprised. It used to be her wanting to feel it. Today it's reversed, he wants to feel it. He's had an awakening and she likes it. What awakening? Don't get the wrong idea. Lin Zaiasu's hand ventured into her clothes. I want to get it wrong, how can this not be? Fu Fu cooperated with his hand, letting him reach the destination accurately. Lin Zaiasu's finger touched a spot. his entire being turned rigid. Brother Su. Fu twisted her body lightly, slipping into a familiar state. Fu, your ninth spiritual tail, it has emerged. Lin Ziasu's voice was thrilled. Earlier, as soon as he entered, he sensed a change in the aura around Fu, her entire being radiating unparalleled spiritual energy. Now, feeling it personally, it was confirmed. Her ninth spiritual tail had emerged. She was now a nine-tailed heavenly fox. During the 3 months in Jiangnan, the first 8 spiritual tails emerged smoothly, with barely any intervals or suspense. Chapter 833, Chapter 690, Fu's 9 Tails, Heavenly Fox Secret Realm 2. Only the 9th spiritual tail has yet to show any sign. For this tail, he paid a great price. Based on the fundamental principle of stimulating growth, he almost felt the need to stimulate it daily. The result of the stimulation was that he himself couldn't endure it, so he took Quang Lang outside. Quang Lang had played dozens of times, and who knows how many liters of Fu's water flowed. Finally, on the perfect concluding day of Go to Jiangnan, the 9th spiritual tail arrived late. Not easy. Really not easy. Fu's whole body bounced. Really. It's this one, do you feel it? Lin Ziasu pointed at the location. I feel it really, I've truly succeeded. Fu happily panted, can we do it now? In theory, yes. Fu spread his arms, hugging his neck. Brother Su, dear brother, come on. Now. It's daytime now. No, it's dark now. Fu waved her hand. The heavenly fox bracelet on her wrist flew up, spun once, and the room darkened. My God, this girl actually used a magic treasure to reverse day and night, with only one purpose, to do the thing she's always wanted to do. The process begins and Fu has a small request, Brother Su like before. All the details were arranged clearly. This girl had a plan for this moment as well. As the saying goes, good soup isn't afraid of being cooked for long. This bowl of good soup was finally drunk. Lin Ziasu all of a sudden felt his soul trembling. Fu's soul drifted beyond the world. Wave after wave and more waves. Time passed from day to night. Finally, Lin Ziasu's hardened will was transformed to gentle obedience. At the peak moment for both, a gentle movement on Fu's arm, Tianhu Palace sand like a mysterious portal, quietly opened. Lin Ziasu suddenly felt the surroundings change. He appeared in a mysterious space. He was the primordial spirit. Head of the primordial spirit was a point of light, which was Fu's consciousness. Fu had not yet broken into the enlightenment realm, much less formed a primordial spirit, but Lin Ziasu clearly sensed that this small point of light was her consciousness body. Fu, Lin Ziasu called. Brother Su, we've entered the Heavenly Fox Secret Realm. This is what my grandmother referred to as the Heavenly Fox Secret Realm, said the point of light. Tianhu Palace sand itself is a secret realm, an imprint of the human body secret realm left by the Heavenly Fox ancestor for her descendants. This secret realm continues to inject the bloodline's mystical mechanism into descendants until the breaking of the body, improving the bloodline. Once the body is broken, this secret realm will vanish. But before vanishing, it gives one last benefit. This final benefit is not only for this descendant, but also for the one who breaks the body. This is why Kinkyu girls with Tianhu Palace sand are truly pursued fiercely by everyone. What lies in the secret realm? Lin Ziasu focused on the mysterious space ahead. The space seemed engulfed in fog, slowly unfolding, not yet revealing its contents. Fu's light point flew to him, explaining that the secret realm overall varies with individuals, but there are 3 directional choices. They are known as the 3 paths of the celestial fox. One path is called power. The second path is called cultivation. The third path is called exploration. What does it mean? Power means authority. If you desire power, you can choose this path, increasing your emperor's chi. Cultivation means enhancement of cultivation. If you choose cultivation, your cultivation can increase substantially in a short time. Exploration is about discovering mystical elements on the cultivation path, similar to cultivation but not entirely the same. Cultivation enhancement is direct, while exploration offers an opportunity given by the Tianhu ancestor. It is said to vary with individuals. Because Tianhu Palace sand itself has levels, and the higher the level, the stronger the talent, the higher in the offerings. If this secret realm is likened to the legacy left by the heavenly fox ancestor, she also believes in matching resources to abilities. If she thinks your talent is high enough, she will give you the most top-tier resources. If she believes your talent isn't suitable, providing too high-level resources would be unmanageable. She would instead offer lower-level enjoyment. Lin Ziasu's heart raced. Fu, you are now a nine-tailed. Theoretically, your Tianhu Palace sand is the highest level. Yes, it's all thanks to Brother Su's tuning. Brother Su, later you choose first, you choose the best. Fu revealed the best qualities of the Kinkyu fox girl, deep affection and romance. Her voice resonated. The mist before him suddenly cleared. Before Lin Ziasu's primordial spirit were three zones. The central area was a high platform. Atop the high platform was a white jade crown, exuding extremely strong emperor's qi. On the left, a towering peak with numerous phenomena. On the right, a narrow road, leading to the unknown depths. The middle must be the power path, the left is the cultivation path, and the right is the exploration path, Lin Ziasu said. Which path will you choose? Fu asked. Imperial authority is not my path. Lin Ziasu directly dismissed the central path. Fu was so happy. Brother Su, the heavenly fox ancestor, will definitely like you. Her chosen person initially chose the human emperor path, which eventually became her lifelong regret. You should choose the cultivation path. You will face many strong enemies and need a rapid cultivation increase. For cultivation, I prefer relying on myself to gradually cultivate, Lin Ziasu said. Fu, your current cultivation is somewhat low. You should choose the cultivation path. Chapter 834, Chapter 690, Fu's Nine Tails, Heavenly Fox Secret Realm 3. I'm your wife, your strength is the foundation, said Fu. Lin Ziasu replied, Darling, you're very cute, you don't understand my path. Darling, go. Fu was bewildered by his repeated calling her darling. Then I'm going. Go. That speck of light that was Fu soared upwards, reaching the peak on the left. Lin Ziasu's primordial spirit floated, landing at the path entrance on the right, and began to walk step by step. Ahead, there were three more paths leading to three different zones. At the entrance were steels, each with words inscribed. First steel, rules. Second steel, secret technique. Third steel, array. Lin Ziasu's primordial spirit was at this junction, and he felt a surge of emotion within. The Tianhu ancestor, as the most capable assistant of the first human emperor, had a vast range of knowledge. Her understanding of rules and laws must be astounding, and the secret techniques she mastered were undoubtedly extraordinary. No matter which one he chose, it would provide immense help for him. However, he could only choose one. Because as he had just verified when he chose the path of Suo, the paths of power and cultivation behind him vanished in that instant. He could not have both. Then he chose array. Lin Ziasu took a step toward the array path. Upon entering the array path, he was slightly taken aback. Left, circulation array, right, Kainkun breaking array map. He actually saw the treasured tomes of the ancient array sex path. His gaze fell upon these two great tomes, and his mind was shaken. No, these two great tomes were not entirely the same as the great tomes of the ancient array sect. Here, the tomes were 10 times more comprehensive than those he had seen. Lin Ziasu glanced over them briefly, and the immense human Tao orchid heart activated in full, like a high-speed scanner or a supercomputer. Indeed, these two array path great tomes were 10 times more than the original sex tomes. The array sex tomes are, in comparison, a simplified version. This is the original version. For instance, the circulation array. The circulation array in the ancient array sect documented the circulation array techniques, and there were very complex circulation array patterns, which Lin Ziasu could already inscribe. This was the confidence behind his words to Master Mayaoyu of Luohua Temple that day. You can bet I won't be able to set up the circulation array. Even if others didn't believe it, he had confidence in himself. He was confident that he could establish the grand circulation array. But now, seeing the complete version of the circulation array technique, Lin Ziasu suddenly realized he was wrong. The circulation array is divided into grand circulation and small circulation. The circulation array technique, documented in the ancient array sect, is only the small circulation. The grand circulation array had never been documented. The small circulation array was inscribed with the qi of the 5 elements, and its destructive power was immensely powerful, but still, it was only the small circulation. The true grand circulation isn't merely simple circulation array patterns. It's not inscribed with the chi of the five elements. It's inscribed with the heavenly Tao 7 techniques and uses a supreme divine artifact as its focal point. Once set up, it could encompass a great world. The doubt in his heart was resolved. What was this doubt? It was why the grand array laid by the ancient array sect to cut off exceeded his understanding of the circulation array techniques. Now he truly understood. That's because the grand array laid by the ancient array sect with the full force of the sect was indeed the grand circulation array, while his understanding of the circulation array was actually the small circulation. And the grand array established by Emperor Kun back then to sever the Judy passage was also the grand circulation array. Its level was even more formidable than the cutting array of the ancient array sect. Lin Zaiasu proceeded step by step with nothing in front of him. He very much wanted to find the grand circulation array map for his world. However, he could not find it. What the Tianhu ancestor left behind was only this complete circulation array and Kainkun breaking array map, nothing more. This is the path of Suo. It gives you an opportunity to explore, but does not promise you the result. If you want results, you must seek them yourself. Ahead was a bronze gate, and Lin Zaiasu's primordial spirit floated past, passing through the gate. Before his eyes brightened, his primordial spirit returned to its place, and he was back in his physical body. Fufu showed no reaction. She seemed to have fallen asleep. Lin Zaiasu slowly moved off her, covering her with a blanket. Cautiously. It wasn't really necessary to be so cautious. Fufu's consciousness had already entered the cultivation path, and even if someone were to beat gongs and drums by her ears, she most likely wouldn't wake up. Lin Zaiasu exited the room. Zio Hung stood outside with cheeks as red as fire. "Young master, the princess is here." The princess personally came to the residence, but our young master was in the room with the lady during broad daylight, which made the servants feel ashamed. Lin Zaiasu's heart also started to race a bit. The princess. Others might not know who she was, but he did. Fufu had told him that she was Sister Kinkyu. More than 2 hours ago, he had just been with Fufu, and during that time, Sister Kinkyu had entered the residence. Her cultivation was extraordinary. While Fufu's heavenly fox bracelet sealed off the room, keeping the servants out, it might not be able to seal her away. No matter the world, there's always some guilt after being with someone's sister. Lin Zaiasu quickly made his way to the gauze pavilion. Inside the gauze pavilion, a beautiful woman sat quietly, sipping tea, with little Qing serving by her side. The beautiful woman was none other than Princess Fu Feng. Today, she was dressed in Jianghu attire and had not brought any attendants. Sipping her tea, her expression was indifferent. Lin Zaiasu entered, bowing first. "I'm sorry for not knowing of your visit, Princess Consort. I hope you will forgive my rudeness." Fu Feng slowly raised her head, smiling faintly. "I already told you, don't call me Princess Consort." "Kinger, please leave for now," Lin Zaiasu said. "Yes, young master." Little Qing and Zio Hong exited simultaneously. Lin Zaiasu smiled slightly. "From now on, I won't call you Princess Consort in private occasions. I'll call you Sister." Fu Feng's eyes sparkled. "You know. Fu told me, among Kinkyu, Sister treats her the best." "Seventh sister hasn't come out." Fu Feng's gaze turned complex as she looked towards the bedroom. Lin Zaiasu said, "Fu is in seclusion." "Seclusion?" Fu Feng said, "You're a smart person. Since you've already exposed this relationship, I'll also be direct and straightforward." "All right," Lin Zaiasu said. Fu Feng said, "A while ago, when you and Fufu went to Jiangnan, I returned to Kinkyu. My original intention was to test the position of the Kinkyu Elder Council through this marriage. The result was quite alarming." She revealed the situation she had overheard through the heavenly fox hairpin. Lin Zaiasu's expression turned serious. This is a problem that many major sects are facing today. The most terrifying aspect of the mental path is its infiltration of various major forces. Judging from the situation transmitted back by Fu Feng's heavenly fox hairpin, it seems the Kinkyu Elder Council is completely compromised. If it were just any sect, he might not care about such trivial matters, but Kinkyu is different. On one hand, it's the sect closest to his hometown, Tashin hometown, and having control of Kinkyu has tremendous significance. On the other hand, his connection with Kinkyu has become closer due to the recent exchange with Fu Fu. The matters of Kinkyu are also his matters. Sister, what do you think? Lin Zaiasu raised his hand to refill Fu Feng's tea. Fu Feng smiled gently. I've made a bet with the great elder in your name. A bet? Lin Zaiasu was quite surprised. Fu Feng said, a bet on a fair duel between you and him. If you win, the great elder and his loyal subordinates will be expelled from Kinkyu. If you lose, I, Fu Fu, and the other 4 siblings will be stripped of our Kinkyu Fox citizenship and will never return to Kinkyu. Lin Zaiasu laughed. I heard he once had a battle with Giant Kingshan 2 years ago and was defeated by Giant Kingshan's 7 swords. Exactly, Fu Feng stared into his eyes. If the sword with which you defeated Giant Kingshan was genuine skill, there's no doubt about the outcome. That sword was indeed genuine skill, Lin Zaiasu said. Fu Feng laughed. Sister's intention in hiding his information was to lead him to accept this bet, Lin Zaiasu said. Exactly, Fu Feng said. Don't blame sister for using you. The root cause lies in Kinkyu, which remains my irreplaceable homeland. Even after wandering for 100 years, one's homeland remains deeply embedded in the heart. Lin Zaiasu fully understood. Sister, when shall we set out? Once Fu Fu exits seclusion tomorrow, shall we set out? Lin Zaiasu pondered slightly. Her seclusion this time might be quite long tomorrow. She probably won't be able to come out in the short term. Fu Feng frowned. Will seclusion be that long? It shouldn't be. She hasn't reached the Enlightenment realm, and in the Kinkyu cultivation technique, seclusion before the Enlightenment realm can actually be ended at any time. This time is different. She gave birth to 9 tails and chose the cultivation path. The teacup in Fu Feng's hand suddenly trembled and she looked up sharply. What? What did you say? At this moment, her voice lost all of its usual calmness. Sister, you might not know yet, Fu Fu gave birth to 9 tails, Lin Zaiasu said. Suddenly, with a whoosh, Fu Feng's figure disappeared. In the next moment, she appeared in Lin Zaiasu's bedroom. With a swoop, she lifted the quilt off Fu Fu. Chapter 835, Chapter 691, Kinkyu Wager. Lin Zaiasu inwardly exclaimed, what the F /////. Who would have thought that the prince's concubine would directly enter someone else's room? Who would have thought she would directly lift the blanket? Once the blanket was lifted, it was a sight no one should see. Fu Fu was completely naked, with a peach blossom beneath and traces of moisture still evident in certain places. Oh my God, if there were a crack in the ground, she would want to crawl into it. Of course, Lin should also want to crawl in. Fu Feng's fingers relaxed, letting the blanket fall. Her whole body trembled, overwhelmed with excitement. Ahem, big sis, Lin Zaiasu's voice came from the bedroom door. Fu Feng slowly lifted her head, took a deep breath, and gradually turned around, slowly walking out of the bedroom. Her hand braced against the green wood door frame, her fingers still a little pale. Her face, however, was a flush of red, embarrassment from just now seeing her sister's state mixed with endless delight. 9-tailed. In a million years of Kinkyu, when had there ever been a 9-tailed? The current Kinkyu, from being the renowned ancient mysterious race, had fallen to a third-rate sect, all because the Kinkyu Fox clan no longer had a 9-tail and had lost the might of the heavenly fox. And today this 7th sister. The entirety of Kinkyu only regarded her as a pawn in a political sacrifice, yet she had achieved the 9-tail. She could swear by her reputation as a prince's concubine. She was not a reckless person. 300 years of bitter cultivation in Kinkyu, 100 years of Jianghu experience, she was a Kinkyu eldest princess who acted methodically and dealt with matters with propriety. She would certainly not do anything against decorum. However, the great revival of the million-year ancient mysterious race made all of this no longer matter. The boundless waves of excitement left the eldest princess's heart in turmoil. 9-tailed really achieved the 9-tail. Fu Feng exhaled deeply. What on earth is the reason? The mystical mechanism lies above the Tianhu Palace sand. The Tianhu Palace sand is actually a profound gate left by the Tianhu ancestor, which, following the natural order, would slowly change the bloodline, but certain special methods can accelerate the bloodline change. In the few months she went to Jiangnan, her bloodline evolution speed was rapid. Lin Zaiasu concealed the gate of creation and didn't speak openly. But Fu Feng, having cultivated for years, naturally knew he used some means. His reluctance to speak openly was also understandable. After all, such a miraculous creation technique is not something anyone is willing to make public. Exhaling to accept this extraordinary scene, so you're saying that in fact you and she, just now. Despite having the thickness of a city wall, Lin Xiaopei's face turned red, and he gave a muffled acknowledgement. You and she just entered the Heavenly Fox secret realm. She chose the cultivation path, and you, which path did you choose? Fu Feng naturally knew of the three paths within the Heavenly Fox secret realm. The investigative path, Lin Xiaosu spoke truthfully. Not the power path, Fu Feng asked. No, I have no interest in the power path whatsoever. Not choosing the power path, instead opting for the completely unpredictable ending, investigative path. Fu Feng slowly lifted his gaze. Do you know the true conspiracy behind the marriage between Kinkyu and Heart Pavilion back then? Lin Xiaosu was slightly taken aback. Conspiracy. Yes, back then, the marriage between Kinkyu and Li Chengyan of Heart Pavilion was actually to mislead the public. The true groom was not Li Chengyan, but the former Crown Prince Hongding. Former Crown Prince Hongding needed to walk the power path after opening the Heavenly Fox secret realm to increase his emperor's qi. This was the insider information I uncovered these 3 months through some unconventional means. Lin Xiaosu's mind became clear as day. He finally decoded an old puzzle. Li Chengyan was merely a pawn on Heart Pavilion's chessboard, insignificant in weight. Why did Heart Pavilion go to such lengths and trouble over his marriage? Why did the Kinkyu Elder Council also go to such effort on his behalf? The root cause was not Li Chengyan, not the Zih Li family behind Li Chengyan. The true reason was, Li Chengyan was merely a decoy. He was just a namesake groom marrying the Kinkyu's 7th princess, and when the real act occurred on the wedding night, the one to take his place was the former crown Prince Hongding. Hongding was not a man without women. He had little interest in women themselves. What he wanted wasn't the 7th princess's body, but the secret realm opened after the Tianhu Palace sand. The power path within the secret realm could give him imperial qi. Emperor's qi, for those determined to be emperor, its significance is unparalleled, especially for those determined to be emperor but slightly lacking in legitimacy. It is regarded as the most important thing under heaven. Such as Hongding. Hongding seized his throne by uprising against his father emperor. Such a person is most in need of the heavenly Tao, bestowing extra emperor's qi. This can greatly dilute the red lotus sinful fire of him usurping his father emperor, can add some legality to his position as emperor. This matter was a past mystery. His detective work solved an early mystery for Lin Xiaosu. Fu Feng withdrew his gaze from the distance. She achieved the 9 tail and chose the cultivation path, then her seclusion time will definitely not be short. At least 2 to 3 years, at most beyond 100 years, young Master Su, she cannot stay with you. I will take her back to the clan. Okay. Wait outside for a while, I'll dress her. Fu Feng didn't wait for his reply and went directly into the bedroom. Soon she came out carrying Fu Fu, now dressed. Sister, are we going back to Kinkyu now? Lin Xiaosu asked. Yes. Let's go. Above Fu Feng's head, a jade hairpin flew down on its own and expanded into a jade shuttle. Lin Xiaosu stepped on it, and the jade shuttle soared through the sky, piercing clouds and cutting through fog straight up to the heavens. 3 hours later, the jade hairpin descended upon Kinkyu. Chapter 836, Chapter 691, Kinkyu Wager Part 2. Landing on the top of a gigantic peak. There is a rock wall on the giant peak, and there is a huge character on it, Silence. This is the retreat of Silent Peak. The clan leader and his wife have been in retreat here for years. Several senior elders are also in retreat here. Fu Feng carried her sister into a white jade cave, placing Fu Fu down to let her lie in the center of a white giant stone. As soon as she was placed, the array began to activate on its own, and the 9 rings of solitary light simultaneously rose around Fu Fu, casting her breathtakingly beautiful face into a dreamy, surreal glow. Lin Xiaosu quietly watched her. Fu Feng slowly turned back. She is now yours. She will naturally seek you out once she finishes retreat. You don't have to worry. Yes, big sister. Let's go, we should fulfill this bet. All right. The white jade cave was sealed. The two descended through the sky, heading towards the elder meeting hall. Inside the elder meeting hall, the great elder stood by the window, quietly staring at the plum blossoms outside the window. The weather grew colder, and the plum blossom's blooming period was only over a month. And himself? Where was his path in Kinkyu? During this time, he had comprehensively understood Su Lin's combat power. Yes, he focused only on combat power. Various messages from Jiangnan came, increasingly making him fearful. In Ning City, sword/giant Kingshan was witnessed by tens of thousands in Ning City. There was no way it was fake. Lei Zhentian, the master of Huzhu Heart Pavilion, had been chasing him, and in return he was killed. This was witnessed by Yi Jun's shadow. And Yi Jun, the elusive divine dragon of Jiangnan Road, even great powers of Tao couldn't ensure capturing this super dark night monarch, was chased and directly slain by him. Furthermore, he had faced Miao Shen from Luohua Temple, a great power of Tao. Among the 3 yellow leaves Miao Shen launched, one flew directly at him, easily shattered by him. Giant Kingshan was a high peak that this Kinkyu great elder couldn't surpass. Lei Zhentian, Yi Jun were all of the same peak of enlightenment rules. All died by his hands. Miao Shen's standard of holding the way was even more of an unreachable great power for this great elder. If he encountered even a single yellow leaf, he absolutely couldn't withstand it. But Su Lin could. All these evidences pointed to an impossible reality. That was if this Kinkyu great elder were to confront Su Lin directly, there would be absolutely no chance of victory. If he had known this information in advance, an experienced and cautious great elder, even with a hardened resolve, would never have signed a contract for a direct battle with Su Lin. However, Fu Feng, the eldest princess, obscured these details, leading him into a trap. The contract was signed unchangeable. He could only hope Su Lin wouldn't be idle and truly come to Kinkyu. Yet 2 shadows pierced through the sky. The great elder's heart instantly felt icy. Coming was one, the eldest Princess Fu Feng, and the other was none other than Su Lin. The door to the elder meeting hall pushed open. Fu Feng stormed in. A voice came, still with the usual gentility, "Elders, we meet again." The great elder slowly turned back. Lin Ziasu's elegantly refined figure appeared genuinely before him. It seemed no different from before, yet somehow exuded a distinction. The difference was in his demeanor. Today's him was no longer the fledgling from Jianghu, facing the elders of Jianghu, but a peerless expert confronting a group of Jianghu weaklings. Lin Ziasu stared into his eyes. "Great elder, I heard that the eldest princess has challenged you to a duel where I will face you directly. I won't take advantage of your age and frailty, offering you a better condition. How does that sound?" The great elder took a deep breath. "A better condition." "1 move," Lin Ziasu said. "If you withstand 1 move from me, you've won. Fail to do so, then you should die without complaint." "All right," the great elder seemed to grasp a glimmer of hope. Fu Feng was shaken entirely. Changed again. Initially her setting was, Su Lin would withstand the great elder's strike. Later, to lure the seasoned and cautious great elder into signing the contract for real, she added another strong term, an unlimited number of moves, determined by the outcome. This was what led the great elder to sign the contract. But now Su Lin spoke of only 1 move. "Brother-in-law, dearest brother-in-law, do you really dismiss the Kinkyu great elder so lightly? Even though this old fellow generally does nothing worthwhile. But the man is in the realm of half-step holding. His cultivation is half a tier deeper than mine, Fu Feng. You're betting on 1 move. Didn't he refine for 1,000 years? Wouldn't he have some foundation, unable to withstand even 1 move? Just look, terrified you might back out," he immediately agreed. Those in his faction, the other elders, like a group of fish nearly dying of thirst, suddenly seeing the sky filled with clouds, witnessing imminent rain, saving them from death. Several figures appeared simultaneously. Leading them was Fu Ling and the clan leader's direct line team. As they entered, they heard Lin Ziasu's astonishing statement and were stunned. "Let all elders be witness, I will make only 1 move." Lin Ziasu extended his hand. A sheathed treasure sword appeared in his grasp. "This sword is one I created myself, named Time Break." Whoosh! Inside the meeting hall was like heavens and earth opening. The great elder instantly rose towards the sky. Before him, layers of mist. Behind him, the starry sky for thousands of miles, divided into 7 regions. Each region was different. This was his domain of rule shadow. Within the domain of rule shadow, the 7-tailed splits heaven and earth. The great elder took the initiative. unleashing his most formidable defensive technique. Using Heavenly Fox's secret technique, he created mist. Using Rule Shadow, he disrupted heavenly mechanisms. This way, none present could even dream of pinpointing his true location, including Fu Feng. Chapter 837, Chapter 691, Kinkyu Wager Part 3. However, the long sword in Lin Zayasu's hand trembled. The rolling mist ceased for a moment, as if time had completely stopped. Silently and without a trace, a streak of sword light pierced the sky. Swishing. The wind rose. Lin Zaiyasu sheathed his sword. As this, a bloom of blood burst in the air. Along with this bloom of blood, the great elder's true form shattered into pieces. The fabricated illusion in the air slowly dissipated, and the long river of Rule shadows in the air gradually vanished. The entire scene was in shock. Clang! A bell tolled across Kinkyu, and a voice echoed from the distant Soul Peak. The great elder's soul lamp has extinguished. Dead. The Kinkyu great elder perished and vanished from the path. One sword, just one sword. Time break severed the pursuits of his lifetime. It also cut off the paths of 212 Kinkyu elders. Fu Feng's gaze slowly turned to the second elder and the 200-plus elders behind him. Heavenly Fox contract, activate. A giant fox-shaped shadow from her hand shot into the sky, hovered above the heads of the elders, and with a great intake, swallowed them all in one gulp. Puffing. With a soft noise, over 200 fox shadows flew from the group of elders and were devoured by the giant Heavenly Fox. This was the Heavenly Fox imprint engraved in their very bones. With the great elder's death, they lost their Kinkyu clan status. Without their Kinkyu clan status, they could no longer be Kinkyu elders, so how could they remain? This is the terrifying aspect of the Heavenly Fox contract. Everyone be gone from Kinkyu. From now on, you are forbidden to set foot on Kinkyu Mountain. Fu Feng pointed out the window, her voice icy. I want to see the patriarch. The second elder's voice trembled. Indeed, we are top-level elders. How can we be manipulated by you juniors? The third elder's face contorted with rage. Fu Ling stepped forward. Mother and father were deceived by your rabble, and now you refuse to give up. Indeed, Fuya said, you now lack Kinkyu status, so how can you claim to be top-level elders? Fu Shu said, you've worn the title of top-level Kinkyu elders for hundreds, even thousands of years. You didn't cherish it, abandoned your roles, and chose to serve the mental path as dogs. You reap what you sow. Junior, how dare you? The second elder rose to his full height. To purge Kinkyu of its ailments, we shall redefine this land. The third elder stretched his large hand and struck a palm down. This strike, as strong as a mountain, was a standard Rule awakening strike. Fu Feng was furious. If you're seeking death, then I'll grant it. A single hair on her head rose into the air. This was her famed Tianhu needle. If the third elder's palm was overwhelming, her needle was enough to penetrate any barrier in the world. Silently and effortlessly, the needle pierced through the palm, aiming at the third elder. The second elder shouted, everyone attack. The more than 200 behind him moved simultaneously. At that moment, united in determination, having been expelled from the clan, there lay no way but to fight fiercely to retake control of Kinkyu through brute force. Even with Su Lisheng present, even with his combat prowess more terrifying than legend. Yet there were over 200 masters present. Among them, over 30 were Enlightenment Realm elders. And you really withstand the simultaneous uprising of over 200 people. With resolve, they initiated the battle. Fu Feng's heart sank into despair. Clang! A sword rang. Lin Zayasu's sword was drawn. He attacked, targeting the second elder. The second elder's face suddenly changed, as he finally faced the sword of the Su thief. Run! Without hesitation, he moved, his afterimage countless, using the Sky Fox step to flee. However fast he was, time was still a factor. And time at this moment was in Lin Zayasu's hands. With the activation of the great Dao flower of the time passage, time paused. Lin Zayasu's sword pierced through the second elder's brow, taking along the third elder's head. However, no matter how powerful his time passage was, it couldn't truly halt time. In that brief instant, he killed over 20 elders, reaching his limit. The elder army was in full motion. In front of Fu Ling and Fuya, 3 elders emerged, all at the Enlightenment realm. The two paled. Being only in the Enlightenment God realm, they couldn't hold against Enlightenment Realm for even a moment. Just when they thought they'd become casualties of Kinkyu's upheaval, they found themselves amidst Jiangnan mist rain. The three Enlightenment Realm elders were suddenly surrounded by space turbulence. With a puff, they vanished without trace. Amongst the chaos, Fuya saw a silhouette in the misty rain Jiangnan, turning back and giving her a gentle smile, then turning and soaring into the sky. Fuya's heart was thrown into turmoil, 1,000 fawns racing within. It was him. He saved her. In that moment of distraction, 7 or 8 elders surrounded them. And at that moment, Lin Zaiasu was surrounded by dozens of elders, each using their ultimate techniques to attack. He had evidently lost the ability to assist. Just then, a giant yin-yang map appeared out of nowhere. SSS. All the elders in the sky were drawn into the yin-yang map simultaneously. Thus, they were held captive. Hu Jai, Fu Feng's eyes brightened. In front of Lin Zaiasu, an empty space suddenly appeared. All his opponents were gone. He raised his gaze, his heart gave a slight jump. Hu Jai, the familiar Hu Jai, reappeared. With merely a flip of her hand, the sky full of elders were all engulfed by her yin-yang fish. Among these elders were over 100, 20+ being Enlightenment Realm, and over 100 Enlightenment God Realm. Their combined strength rivaled holding the way, yet within her yin-yang fish, none could escape. Chapter 838, Chapter 691, Kinkyu Wager Part 4. And she, her gaze turned to Lin Zaiasu, surprisingly blossomed into a smile like a spring breeze on her face. Not a hint of the tension from fierce combat. Fu Feng's face changed. Hu Jai, she was familiar with her. Although the two of them had a significant age difference, Hu Jai held a special place in her heart. During her wandering in Jianghu, she always saw Hu Jai as a fellow traveler because they both represented the independent spirit of Kinkyu. She also knew that Hu Jai's cultivation was slightly stronger than hers. But upon seeing her today, was she just slightly stronger? She had clearly attained the holding the way, and it was definitely not an ordinary way. Hu Jai was a true vessel. She had attained the way by comprehending the yin-yang law. With such holding the way, even her parents might not be her opponent. Boom! A tremendous shock erupted from Jingfeng. 2 figures broke through the sky, soaring straight into the heavens. These 2 had 8 tails behind them, their aura shaking the world, their power unparalleled. Father, Fu Feng suddenly bowed. Father, mother, the other direct descendants also bowed simultaneously. Lin Zaiasu stared at the 2 Taoists arriving, as if stirring the world's vital energy, and his heart shuddered slightly. Taoists, he had faced them before. The Tiandu 2 Saintesses Han Yan was a Taoist. Han Yan's father Han Bailu was a Taoist. Luohua Temple's Miao Shen even exchanged a move with him as a Taoist. He knew the terror of Taoists. With his current cultivation, he wasn't really able to counter Taoists yet. On the day when Moon Lake made Han Yan doubt life, it was not his cultivation but the poetry and music heritage. Han Yan had attained the way through poetry and music, so this heritage had considerable suppressive force on her, but against other Taoists, he couldn't prevail. Not to mention the clan leader and the lady of Kinkyu, who held such boundless ancient heritage and were seasoned Taoists. Hu Jai, let go, the clan leader roared in anger. Clan leader, Hu Jai slightly bowed. You need to know just now, these traitors were about to kill your 5 direct descendants and seize Kinkyu forcefully. I order you let go first, the clan leader coldly said. Behind Hu Jai, within the yin-yang fish, over 100 elders were still helplessly shuttling up and down, feeling their entire true yuan quickly depleting. Initially, they were in complete despair, but upon hearing the clan leader's voice, they suddenly became spirited, crazily charging to break through the seal of the yin-yang fish. Hu Jai slowly raised her head. You command me. I am still the Kinkyu clan leader. You are still a member of Kinkyu. Do you dare violate the Heavenly Fox's ancestral rule? The clan leader coldly said. Hu Jai coldly said, 3,000 years ago, I had already sensed something was wrong, but I was concerned about Kinkyu's survival being difficult, not wanting to disrupt Kinkyu, so I exiled myself to the Forbidden Zone, swearing not to meddle in clan affairs. But now, you still pretend ignorance with such clarity, then don't blame me for being ruthless. The moment her voice dropped, the yin-yang fish behind her abruptly stopped spinning. As it stopped, there was a light pop. Within the yin-yang fish, over 100 elders all turned into bloody mist. Clang, clang. Clang! The sound of the clock was unending, with each chime representing an elder's soul lamp extinguished. Before the clan leader, she directly killed all the elders that entered the yin-yang fish. The clan leader's face was ashen, and a strong murderous intent filled the entire area. Father, Fufeng knelt down suddenly. This group of elders had already been stripped of their Kinkyu clan status. They were not Kinkyu elders at all. They were merely lackeys of the mental path. Today they violently attacked, just as Hujai said. It was a blatant rebellion against Kinkyu. Why would father stir internal conflict over their deaths? Countless clan members emerged from seclusion, all eyes turning to the sky, all with unusual expressions. Hujai coldly said, Fufeng says this group of elders are lackeys of the mental path. This is indeed correct, however. Are lackeys of the mental path really just them? If only them, then how could they hold Kinkyu for 1,000 years? Everyone was taken aback. She didn't need to make it clear, but in hearing, could it be that the clan leader and his wife were also? Dark lines flowed across the clan leader's face. Deep breaths. In the next moment, there would be a furious outbreak, initiating an ultimate judgment. Chapter 839, Chapter 692, One's Own Kindling Lamp. Suddenly, a voice whispered into the clan leader's ear. Clan leader, your true intent is not actually to cooperate with the mental path. You just have some hidden difficulties, and you have no choice. But you should believe that the methods of the mental path are not without solution. If you trust me, how about I resolve these hidden difficulties for you? This voice was inaudible to others. Only the clan leader could hear it. His gaze suddenly turned to Lin Zaiasu. What do you want to say? The voice was cold, chilling to the bone. Lin Zaiasu said calmly, the heart chain is it. Just 2 words were needed. The heart chain. The clan leader was shocked to his core. This was a secret no one knew. Except for him and his wife. 3,000 years ago, a master from the mental path arrived in Kinkyu. This person was extremely strategic and became close friends with him. However, the master's skills and vast knowledge were merely an outer garment on this person. He secretly did something. He placed an extremely sinister restriction on him and his wife. The heart chain. Once the heart chain was formed, he and his wife had to obey the other's arrangements. Otherwise, they would perish and disappear at any time. The heart chain was the noose hanging over them. There seemed to be no solution, no way out. And today, this young official, at the critical moment of a grave decision, uttered this breathtaking word. What do you know? The clan leader's voice was no longer cold. Lin Zaiasu said, under my command, many masters of the Heart Pavilion have died, and I have refined many of their primordial spirits. What you know, I know. What you don't know, I still know. The heart chain, which appears unsolvable to you and your wife, I can actually unlock. The clan leader was shocked to his core. Now, it's up to you to choose whether to follow the mental path to the bitter end, or to break free from the shackles of 3,000 years and launch a decisive strike against the one who cast the spell, thus avenging this blood feud and defending the eternal glory of the Kinkyu clan. On one side is following the mental path to the end. The price is that there will be a battle today. Seeing Hu Jai's extraordinary combat prowess, the clan leader actually has no chance of winning. Even if he wins, this scandal will last, and Kinkyu will split significantly, with the children all becoming disheartened and disillusioned. This heavy price is hard to bear. On the other side is breaking free from the heart chain's restraints and tearing the spellcaster to pieces, defending the eternal glory of Kinkyu. This is hardly a choice at all. Even a pig knows what to choose. The only question is, can you really break the heart chain? Give me 3 days. If I can't unlock it, it's not too late for you to act. The clan leader's face changed unpredictably. It gave Fufeng a great misunderstanding. Her heart pounded. Her father was staring at Su Lin with a complex expression. Could it be that her father plans to take action against him? Fufeng suddenly lifted her head. Father, mother, today you emerge from seclusion. I have great news to share. Seventh sister has achieved the heavenly fox body. As these words came out, all the direct descendants present were shocked. The 3 great figures in the sky, Hu Jai and the clan leader and his wife, were equally stunned. What did you say? The clan leader's gaze suddenly shifted to Fufeng's face. Father, I said, Fufu has become the 9-tailed heavenly fox body. Fufeng spoke clearly, word by word. The clan leader and his wife simultaneously descended. Where is she? Seventh sister is in the quiet room for secluded practice. Before the words were finished, the clan leader and his wife flew into the quiet room. In the air, Hu Jai's figure flickered and also landed in the quiet room. Those standing at the scene, including Fu Ling and others, looked at each other. Seventh sister has achieved the heavenly fox body. Elder sister, is it true? Fu Feng said, you can see it with your own eyes. With a whirring sound, everyone at the scene left at the same time. The major event of 200 elders being cleared out was entirely redirected due to this sudden news. The common elders and other disciples didn't understand this explosive news and were completely confused. The clan leader stood outside his daughter's quiet room, heart surging. Nine-tailed heavenly fox. It truly was the nine-tailed heavenly fox. How is this possible? When she fled from Lee Mountain, she was clearly just a five-tailed spirit fox, far from the legendary nine-tail physique. Yet today, she has achieved the same physique as her ancestor, the nine-tailed heavenly fox. Though carrying the Tianhu Palace sand signifies being appointed by the ancestor and being seen by the ancestor, no one had truly achieved the nine-tailed heavenly fox over thousands of years. The ancestor's appointment was simply a circle on her destiny compass, without really changing anything. Now, however, that circle of destiny has truly become the fire of the clan's fortune. A voice sounded beside him. The nine-tailed heavenly fox, ancestor's chosen one, is such a key figure who could alter clan destiny yet became a pawn in the elders' plot to ruin. Clan leader, do you think they deserve to die? Do you think you need some reflection? It was Hu Jai. Her words were harsh and weighty. The lady's gaze slowly moved to the clan leader. Husband, it seems, we were truly mistaken. Fu Feng's heart pounded. Her parents, who had been swayed by the elder council for years, were finally showing signs of change. It was too difficult for them. The clan leader's gaze slowly moved to Lin Ziasu. Mr. Su, how about staying in Kinkyu for a few days? Fu Feng was overjoyed. This was no longer a sign of change, but a real change. Inviting him to stay in Kinkyu for a few days. This was the clan leader's acknowledgement of him. But she didn't know that her understanding was actually wrong. Only Lin Ziasu truly understood that the clan leader's transformation fundamentally stemmed from the transmission he made moments ago. He had promised the clan leader, give me 3 days. If I can't break the heart chain in 3 days, it's not too late to act then. Chapter 840, Chapter 692, My Own Kindling Lamp Part 2. Now the clan leader has given a clear response. You will stay in Kinkyu for a few days. This is an agreement. You want 3 days, I give you 3 days. It wouldn't matter to give a few more days even. Good. The clan leader's wife said. Fu Feng, arrange the best guest room for Mr. Su. Lin Ziasu smiled slightly. A guest room is not necessary. I will go to explore some issues with Senior Hu Jai. Hu Jai's heartbeat accelerated without warning. Yet her basic skills honed over thousands of years of cultivation played their part. She smiled and nodded. Mr. Su, please. Mr. Su, saying these 3 words was quite orthodox. The two walked side by side. Pass my decree, the clan leader said. 7th Princess, Seclusion Place, no one must approach even by half a step. Those who disobey shall be executed without pardon. This decree clearly offers protection to Fu Fu in terms of law. Heir of 9 tails, this is the key point of the clan's fortune. From now on, Fu Fu is the entire Kinkyu's primary key figure. Not a single mistake allowed. Hu Jai and Lin Ziasu walked step by step in the air, reaching her place of seclusion. The mountain is still the original mountain. The land is still the original land. It seems like nothing changed, yet Lin Ziasu still felt a subtle transformation. That is, this piece of heaven and earth feels very natural. Yes, natural, which is the difference from the original. Her yin-yang Tao was no longer the deliberate search for yin-yang division of before, but had entered into yin-yang harmony, fusion, and resonance. Have you truly entered holding the way? Lin Ziasu asked. Still one final step away, Hu Jai said, slaying of the 3 corpses. Slaying of the 3 corpses. Lin Ziasu set his foot on the cliff edge of that day. Which corpse do you intend to slay? Hu Jai said, I've reflected on my life. The only thing I might slay is desire. Perhaps it's time to let go of the attachment of my elder sister's journey to distant lands. Slaying of the 3 corpses varies from person to person. Different people, different characters, require different things to be slain. The vast majority slay good and evil. On her, there are actually no tags of good or evil. She's pure, rarely walking the Jianghu. Where would there be good or evil? Thus, perhaps she only needs to slay two things. One is desire, and the other is attachment. Desire, originally she didn't have it, but due to the person in front of her unknowingly stirring it, she now has it. Hu Jai seriously considered whether to slay it, but after months of bitter torment, she was somewhat reluctant. Then it can only be attachment. Sister left for distant lands for 3,000 years. Whether alive or dead is completely unknown. She has been concerned about her sister for 3,000 years. 3,000 years of time is also enough to soothe this sisterly bond. It's time to let go. She can also let go. This is her self-persuasion. In fact, to a greater extent, it's an excuse she found for herself. She couldn't bring herself to slay the emotion corpse, so she can only slay the attachment corpse. 3,000 years of familial concern. Must it be slain? Lin Ziasu asked. I'm actually quite torn as well, about to slay the three corpses soon. Surely I can't slay nothing, after much thinking. Perhaps only this attachment is something I can let go of. Lin Ziasu gently shook his head. Is this your understanding of slaying the three corpses? Must you slay something? Do you feel the ceremony isn't complete if nothing is slain? Hu Jai glared at him. What's this about ceremony? This is a rule of cultivation. Slaying the three corpses is the mark of holding the way. Is the rule of cultivation necessarily right? You don't agree? Of course I don't agree. I even find it quite amusing, Lin Ziasu said. Clearly a living, breathing person, clearly with flesh and blood, love and hate, must create the ceremony of slaying the three corpses, dividing a person into parts. Is this the right path for cultivation? Hu Jai said, you're too extreme. Slaying the three corpses is to slay the demons obstructing life's path, achieving the transcendence of a high realm in cultivation. It's not about dividing a person into parts but slaying the parts of oneself that are not good, leaving a more perfect self. Lin Ziasu said, so, you feel that the 3,000 years of concern for your sister is your imperfection? Hu Jai was stunned. She didn't feel there was anything imperfect about it. She just felt that this concern, compared to other things, wasn't the most important. After all, she's been worrying about her sister for 3,000 years already. Her sister hasn't reached a better place because of her concern. At least she can't see that situation. I didn't say this concern is bad, I just said. Actually, it has no significance, Hu Jai explained with difficulty. No significance? Not necessarily, Lin Ziasu said. You mentioned that once you entered holding the way, you'd accompany me along the Jianghu path. If you carried the desire to find your sister on this journey, maybe you could find your sister's whereabouts. But if you let go, you would no longer search. Tell me, does this have significance? Hu Jai was stunned once more. Lin Ziasu said, it seems I need to give you a lesson. In this world there are many things that appear meaningless, even foolish, but they are what differentiates humans from beasts. In silent places, they reveal the brilliance of humanity. An attachment spanning 3,000 years, people might feel it's meaningless, but Hu Jai, do you know what I thought the first time I heard this story? What did you think? Hu Jai asked him. I thought, what an invaluable light of familial affection it is for a younger sister to concern over her elder sister for 3,000 years. How lovable a woman this younger sister is. Adorable. Previously he directly called her Hu Jai, without adding senior or the warm cousin. Yet, these two words pierced Hu Jai's heart, causing turmoil within Hu Jai. Hu Jai's gaze slowly lifted, her eyes complex. If you keep speaking like this, I will change my decision. I was counting on you changing your decision. Chapter 841, Chapter 692, My Own Kindling Lamp 3. Hu Jai asked, what do you want me to slay? You don't need to slay anything, Lin Ziasu said. Hu Jai, you listen to me, the so-called slaying of the three corpses. The 3 is just a symbolic number. It can be 3. It can also be 0, so long as one's state of mind is clear. There's no need to insist on slaying. I don't want you to slay because today, you are already your best self. I don't wish for a perfect Hu Jai to lose any part. In Hu Jai's heart, it was like a flower silently blooming. Today she was already at her best. Is this the love talk of the world? So sweet, so beautiful. Her gaze slowly lifted. On the eve of my slaying of the 3 corpses, you suddenly appeared and gave me these words, truly dispelling my thought of slaying. I don't know whether this is a curse or blessing for me. Lin Ziasu laughed, because he finally heard the words he wanted to hear. Truly dispelling the thought of slaying of the 3 corpses. Why did he have to pull her back from the inertia of slaying the three corpses? It's because he understood the true reason behind the contention for Tao on the cultivation path of heaven, earth, and man. The reason is the so-called slaying of the three corpses. In the cultivation of the heavenly Tao, reaching a high realm requires slaying the three corpses. This slaying almost has a fixed template, which is preserving the most useful original form for one's own cultivation. The rest is all slain. What does the rest include? Affections, desires, obsessions, and miscellaneous human matters. Such a slaying perhaps really expedites cultivation, but is that still a person? People have 7 emotions and 6 desires, can feel sorrow and joy, have regrets and impulses. You might say these things are not good, but without these things, one is no longer a person. Eventually, this forms the contradiction between the heavenly Tao and the human path. He hopes Hu Jai is a person, not just an immortal jumping into the framework of the heavenly Tao. Just that simple. Hu Jai's gaze shifted over. Speaking of cultivation, actually I really don't understand your cultivation. Before you went to Jiangnan, you hadn't entered the enlightenment realm. Now you can already rival holding the way. How did you cultivate? Some extraordinary fate. Extraordinary fate? What kind of extraordinary fate can change someone so much in 3 months? Hu Jai glared at him. For instance, some woman like a heavenly immortal gave me a dragon pill. I couldn't let her down, so I tightened my belt and worked hard on cultivation. Hu Jai giggled. You, always with your nonsense. By the way, you seem to have had an exchange with the clan leader earlier. What did you say? I told him about the shackles of the heart chain he was under. I can unlock them for him. Hu Jai's heart shook suddenly. Heart chain? What is the heart chain? A kind of subtle technique from the mental path. Also a type of law of cause and effect. Under such a heart chain, his and his wife's lives are actually at the mercy of others in a single thought. Hu Jai's face changed greatly. Her heart was in turmoil. So that's how it is. She had long been aware that the clan leader and his wife were problematic. Any proposal by the great elder, they all agreed to, even if it was evidently unreasonable. For so many years, they had been in seclusion for cultivation, leaving the vast Kinkyu to be messed up by the great elder. Turns out, they had long been tricked by the mental path. How do you know they were under the heart chain? Hu Jai asked. I killed several heart pavilion high-ups. Their primordial spirit imprints had records of the heart chain. When I saw the clan leader earlier, I sensed a special air from him, knowing that the mental path's special instrument for controlling sect masters, heart chain, was already implemented on them. Heart chain, is there a way to unlock it? There is, Lin Zaiyasu replied. Unlocking the heart chain itself isn't hard. What's difficult is blocking the heavenly mechanism. Blocking the heavenly mechanism. Hu Jai's face turned faintly pale. Even though she wasn't cultivating the law of cause and effect, she knew the law of cause and effect is closely connected with heavenly Tao rules. The things recorded in the cause and effect plate, you cannot move at will. To move it would disrupt the cause and effect. Heavenly Tao will surely punish. This is something no high cultivation law can avoid. There are only 2 ways in the world to defy heaven. One is the Buddhist path of mending heaven. The other is the demon path of deceiving heaven. But the mending of the former has limits. The deceit of the latter is even more limited. It may work for ordinary matters of defying heaven, but as for the special restrictions the mental path uses on a clan leader or sect master, it is not an ordinary thing. The Buddhist path can't mend it. The demon path can't deceive it. How are you going to unlock it? Hu Jai's face was exceedingly serious. Matters involving the cause and effect plate, anyone would treat with utmost caution. Don't ask just yet. Hu Jai took a deep breath, then asked something less taboo. Why must you help them unlock it? Lin Zaiyasu sighed. After all, my mother-in-law and father-in-law, aren't they? This is my responsibility too. Hu Jai's manifestations of excitement faded away. A sour feeling seeped into her heart. During this period, she spent most of her time in seclusion, but she was also aware of the biggest dispute in the clan. This dispute was the marriage contract between the 7th Princess Fu Fu and the person in front of her. She doesn't like this topic. Yet this topic keeps intruding into her mind. She had secretly wondered if he really likes Fu Fu, or has long been affectionately connected with someone from Kinkyu with whom he had barely interacted but spiritually synced with. His voluntary visit today seemed to confirm his affections. The bunch of nonsense he spoke earlier made her heart flutter uncontrollably. And now he threw out the line, "Mother-in-law and father-in-law. You little rascal. Are you trying to kill me? I. If you keep this up, I'll slay 3 corpses. I'll slay my emotional corpse and never remember you again." Chapter 842, Chapter 692, My Own Kindling Lamp, Part 4. Lin Zaiasu couldn't sense her grievance. He was wholly immersed within himself, undertaking a very significant matter. This matter was once again about the 3-character bone book human volume. The 3rd section. The lamp section. As soon as his mind entered the lamp section, he seemed to see the river of the human path. The rise and fall of the human path, the passing of the kindling of humanity. Fighting against the heavens, against the earth, against others. Blood and iron on the battlefield, the souls of the deceased were unending. Upon the grand flag, stained with fresh blood. For a moment, all 4 directions were silent. It seemed as though the human path had reached its end here. Suddenly, in the desolate battlefield, beneath countless corpses and scorched earth, a baby poked its head out. In its mouth was its mother's finger. Upon the finger was still fresh blood. The mother, using her own body, shielded her son beneath her from the raging flames, even cutting off her own finger, using her blood to sustain her son's life. This son grew up and repeated his mother's tragic valor, using his life in exchange for his son's survival. Time and again, cycle after cycle. The world is vast and turbulent, but human nature remains eternal. In this vast world, Lin Zaiasu's mind seemed to have experienced countless cycles of reincarnation. He slowly forgot who he was and where he came from. Forgetfulness, continuing to forget. Finally, on a battlefield, he personally joined the fight. The spear pierced his body, an agonizing pain. He completely forgot who he truly was. But he remembered there was a baby beside him. He threw himself on the baby, shielding it from the arrows flying from all directions. Then he put his hand into his mouth, biting off his finger. He placed the finger into the mouth of the baby beneath him, gently looking into those clear eyes and said, "The future is in your hands." His soul left his body. His consciousness gradually returned. Before his eyes, the scene was filled with emptiness. A dead silence prevailed, as if there was no longer day or night. With a faint sound, a spark of light appeared in the world. The light was held in the hands of a baby. This baby seemed familiar, as if it were the embodiment of countless infants, or perhaps a reflection of his own childhood. With a swish, the baby disappeared. This lamp remained in his sea of consciousness. Lin Zaiasu's consciousness was completely clear, feeling the wondrous radiance of this lamp. His heart pounded fiercely. The kindling lamp of the human race. His own kindling lamp of the human race. That day, Taoist Lu Yun held such a lamp, presenting it to him, but he refused. His reason was, although this lamp was good, it wasn't his lamp after all. Now he had comprehended the 3-character bone book human volume, passing the ultimate test set by the 3-character bone book, and he ignited his own kindling lamp. Simply because he resonated with the concept of the legacy of humanity's kindling in the 3-character bone book. He still retained that rare, childlike innocence difficult to find in a cultivator. The passing of humanity's kindling never relied on grand, ostentatious flags waving high, nor on the indomitable bloodlines continuing within the body, nor on powerful forces sweeping through all obstacles, but only on the choices made at the edge of life and death. It's because of sentiment, thus one can sacrifice oneself to fulfill a purpose. It's because of sentiment, thus it's worth writing tragic ballads through generations. This lamp is not the lofty lamp that illuminates the world. It's merely about the persistence, the resilience, the selflessness, the sacrifice of life's continuation. Lin Zaiasu's eyes slowly opened. He saw a sky full of starlight, and beneath the starlight, those beautiful eyes tinged with a trace of resentment. "It's been a whole day and night. Do you want to eat something?" Hu Jai worked hard to block out the bit of resentment towards him in her heart. "I won't eat for now, but I have a question for you." "What is it?" "You once promised me after taking office, you'd accompany me to roam the Jianghu. Does that still hold?" Hu Jai's slightly resentful heart came back alive in an instant. He still remembers the promise between them. He still wishes for her to accompany him to roam the Jianghu. What does this indicate? It indicates that even though he has become the son-in-law of someone else's parents, there's still a place left for her in his heart. "When do we set out?" "After the new year." "All right, On the 15th of the first month, I'll go to Beijing to see the lanterns, and after watching them, I'll accompany you to roam the Jianghu. Chapter 843, Chapter 693, Chasing 10,000 Miles with Gu Suixin. Lin Ziasu stood up, smiling softly. Then it's decided. It's decided. Under Lin Ziasu's feet, black and white colors bloomed, and he stepped into the void. In the next moment, the figure was completely gone. Hu Jai's eyes were full of warmth. This is the yin-yang step. She created it. Oh, not really, he learned it from her. The learning process was when she got connected with him. This little rascal, his every move was teasing her, constantly reminding her not to forget their deep connection. And precisely this reminder made the waves in Hu Jai's heart continuously surge, unwilling to cut it off. With the yin-yang step, Lin Ziasu landed on Clan Master Peak. Fu Feng looked up from under the tree. Fu Ye also looked up, somewhat surprised to see him. Lin Ziasu landed in front of them, a faint smile on his face, this demeanor. Fu Feng secretly took a deep breath. No wonder the seventh sister was captivated. This guy can't stay in Kinkyu for long. If he stays a few more days, the second sister might fall too. Don't tell me you learned Hu Jai's yin-yang step within a day and a night, Fu Feng spoke. Lin Ziasu laughed. How could it be? I learned the yin-yang step long ago. Elder sister, the clan leader, and his wife aren't in seclusion, are they? No, they're inside. Fu Feng pointed to the largest cave at the top. I will go and meet them. Fu Feng hesitated slightly. Speak well, don't cause any conflict. Don't worry, when I'm done, your parents will surely be smiling with joy. Lin Ziasu stepped into the upper cave. In the cave, there were only 2 people. No attendants, no elders, just the 2 of them. Lin Ziasu stepped inside, their eyes simultaneously opened, filled with intense hope, also carrying a bit of dreamlike expectation. Yes, the heart chain is unsolvable, which has been their long-standing consensus. If an ordinary person mentioned the heart chain, they might have to kill this informed person, preventing clan members from knowing they were caught in the heart chain, becoming loyal dogs under the mental paths banner. However, this person is extraordinary. He entered the officialdom from a white body, became a third-rank official in 3 months, and was just titled Marquis Zui. His abilities, his magic, fully manifested during his trip to Jiangnan. Could this unsolvable problem be truly resolved? The cave was very quiet and also very dark. Lin Ziasu raised his hand, a lamp in hand. This lamp was extremely small, its light was very weak. However, the clan leader couple had a strange feeling. They suddenly discovered that where the light reached, it was like another world. He brought a different world right in front of them. This is the kindling lamp. It can shield heavenly Tao. Lin Ziasu's lamp light covered the clan leader couple. Their hearts jumped simultaneously. Each clan actually has a kindling lamp. The ancient gods and demons clan have a divine Tao kindling lamp. The demon clan has a demonic Tao kindling lamp. The demon clan has demonic firewood lamps. The human clan also has a kindling lamp of the human race. Why do kindling lamps exist? Because this is the key that has allowed clans to survive to this day. Beneath the heavenly Tao, catastrophes abound. Many clans perished within the time-space river, but some stubbornly endured until now. In the crevice of heavenly Tao catastrophes, the spirit that has endured through generations is what their clan's lineage is bound to. Because of this, every clan's kindling lamp has the divine skills to shield heavenly Tao. Even heavenly Tao can be shielded. All other monitoring naturally is out of the question. In this dim space within the reach of this light, whatever they do, no fourth person can discover, including heavenly Tao. Our chain is a variant of the law of cause and effect. Without the kindling lamp, once the heart chain is touched, the practitioner will instantly discover. If the heart chain's strangulation power is activated, even Daluo immortals will struggle to escape. Moreover, heavenly Tao views it as upsetting the cause and effect, and divine punishment will follow. Lin Ziasu said, but beneath the kindling lamp, the concern is eliminated. I can easily extract the causal heart chain from your 2 bodies. The clan leader couple shook violently. They, of course, understood the terror of the heart chain. And Lin Ziasu's words matched the characteristics of the heart chain perfectly without any error. Their confidence surged from 1% at the beginning to a few percent. Mr. Su truly wishes to help us escape this bitter sea. The clan leader's voice became excited. Of course it's true. Why is that? 2 reasons. Lin Zaiasu said. Firstly, Fufu is already my woman, you two are my father-in-law and mother-in-law. The clan leader couple's expression changed like wind and clouds. They knew their daughter had already lost her virginity. Without losing it, she wouldn't enter the cultivation path in the secret realm. Everyone understood, this Mr. Su had already taken the 7th princess's red pill, becoming the de facto son-in-law of Kinkyu. But nobody mentioned this. Because the 7th princess was no ordinary person. She was the sole nine-tailed heavenly fox of Kinkyu clan spanning over 1,000,000 years, destined to be the clan's totem. Such a totemic figure couldn't easily become someone else's woman. But he brought it up actively. It was the truth, indisputable, the clan leader lightly sighed. What is the second reason? The second reason. I need the Kinkyu clan to eliminate all of Zhuozhai along Zhuozhai Lake and completely control this area. Indeed, this was the true core. The clan leader's wife said, Son-in-law, is the conflict with the mental path really unreconcilable? The question was sensitive, but adding the title son-in-law greatly reduced its sensitivity. The conflict is certainly irreconcilable, but that's not the most crucial point. Lin Zaiasu said, the most crucial point is that the area around Zhuozhai Lake is very special. I cannot allow any force but my own family to touch a single bit. Chapter 844, Chapter 693, Chasing 10,000 Miles with Gu Suixin. The response was also firm and definitive. But it also added an element of familial bonds. The clan leader's wife frowned slightly. What is so special about Zhuozhai Lake? Lin Zaiasu said, please allow your son-in-law to keep this secret temporarily. When the time is ripe, he will certainly reveal everything. I assure both of you that this matter will only benefit Kinkyu with no harm at all. May I first extract the heart chains from both of your bodies? Both the clan leader and his wife were taken aback. Very well, please, son-in-law, do your magic. Lin Zaiasu raised his hand, pointing a finger at the center of the clan leader's brow. This point carried the unpredictability of cause and effect. Within the clan leader's body, the meridians, bones, and heart suddenly revealed silver chains. These chains were the heart chains, the imprints of cause and effect. As the chains emerged, they slowly extended along Lin Zaiasu's finger, up his arm like a bizarre snake. The clan leader's wife's expression changed slightly. The cause and effect chain was not shattered but transferred. Could it be that this son-in-law intends to take it upon himself? Is he going to bear this heavenly Tao shackles for his parents-in-law? Soon, all the heart chains on the clan leader's body were extracted. The primordial spirit of the clan leader felt it. Those heart chains, like maggots clinging to the bone for thousands of years, were truly gone without a trace. His entire being felt alive again, and at this moment, his Tao realm seemed to take a step into a higher level. This is called the resolution of heart knots and the opening of the Tao realm. In the next moment, the heart chains on his wife's body were also extracted by him. With their heart chains gone, their minds were in tune. Son-in-law, does this malicious magic harm you? Of course, there is some danger, but bearing some cause and effect for family, isn't that also the true path of cause and effect? Lin Zaiasu said. With this sentence, the clan leader and his wife, both high-level cultivators of the way, were moved. For their cause and effect to be lifted, the son-in-law stood up to bear it himself. On the path of cultivation, where has such spirit been seen before? Only the word family can encompass it. The clan leader's wife said, Son-in-law, you make us feel utterly ashamed. A feeling of utter shame was perhaps her true feeling. For 3,000 years, the chains in their hearts had forced countless compromises under the pressure of their mental path, causing real harm to the clan, including the interests of their children. This guilt was always there. Today, Lin Zaiasu did the opposite, teaching them a lesson with the great virtue of family. He let them know how unbearable their past was. Mother-in-law, you overstate it. Your son-in-law takes his leave. Lin Zaiasu bowed as the kindling lamp in his hand was snuffed out. He exited the cave and rose into the sky, shooting beyond the firmament. The clan leader watched the disappearing silhouette for a long time. In his eyes, the wind and thunder raged. Suddenly, he stepped within the cave, placing his hand on a rock, making it light up slowly. Inside appeared a human figure, an elderly man with white hair and a youthful face. Brother Fu, is there something you need? The old man said. Brother Ding, come to Kinkyu, there is something to discuss. Concerning whom? Su Lin, this villain just arrived in Kinkyu and brought big news. The old man's face suddenly turned grave. Very well, I will be right there. The next moment, the elder seemed to appear in the cave out of thin air. Brother Fu, say whatever needs to be said without worry. The clan leader slowly raised his head. Brother Fu, do you really think you deserve to call me brother? The old man named Ding suddenly changed his expression dramatically. You. Ding Kai, you set a poisonous plot on me, causing harm for 3,000 years. Today I will tell you the truth. Your physical body will be destroyed today, and your primordial spirit I will torment for 3,000 years. If any of your children, relatives, or disciples escape, I would be ashamed to face the ancestors of Kinkyu. Ding Kai trembled all over. Fu Yue, don't forget your heart chain. Boom! A massive tail descended from the void behind. Ding Kai's physical body turned into a mist of blood, and his primordial spirit was tightly bound by this massive tail. Ding Kai sensed the energy emanating from the massive tail, and his face completely changed. The heart chain is already removed. Who did it? Who? Think slowly in the refining god pool. The voice of the clan leader's wife was icy cold from behind. In the next moment, this primordial spirit entered the Kinkyu refining god pool. The refining god pool was not only a cage for the primordial spirit, but also its hell. He would be painfully tormented for 3,000 years, unable even to wish for death. This was the clan leader's response to him. Lin Zaiasu stepped with the yin-yang step, covering 100 miles in one step. At this moment, he was far from Zhuozhai Lake, with a slight smile at the corner of his mouth. He knew that the clan leader and his wife would exact deadly vengeance on the person who cast the magic. He also knew that, with that caster dead, the conflict between Kinkyu and the mental path would become irreconcilable. This was the core reward for him from dissolving the heart chains. Of course, there was another reward, which was the heart chains themselves. He wasn't unable to shatter those chains directly, nor did he intentionally cause guilt in the clan leader and his wife, at least not the sole reason. He absorbed the intact heart chains into his body, which was useful. The heart chains rotated before his heart mirror, unlayering one by one. At the final moment of entering Beijing, his law of cause and effect successfully bore a Tao seed. By this point, 6 of the heavenly Tao 7 techniques within him had reached mastery. These 6 techniques are divided into 2 levels. Time and space are the Tao flower. Yin-yang, cause and effect, life and reincarnation are the Tao seeds. The only lacking is chaos. The chaos law, said to be the beginning of the great Tao, where could it be found? In the great wilderness, it seems there is no chaos Tao sect, but there is a person with countless ties to the chaos law. This person is Gu Suixin of the ancient sect. Chapter 845, Chapter 693, Chasing with Gu Suixin across 10,000 miles, Part 3. Ancient sect, the ancient sect of the ancient divine ruins. The ancient divine ruins are the remnants of ancient gods and demons, and the innate gods and demons were born from chaos. Now it's time to take care of that matter I promised Gu Suixin long ago. Gu Suixin, this kid, was met in Jiangnan. He helped him on the battlefield killing rounds, and he promised Gu Suixin that after his journey in Jiangnan, he would retrieve the lost piece of back armor for him. This was the consequence Gu Suixin faced over 2 years ago from casually romancing women in Jianghu, when a woman peeled off this armor from his back while they were fooling around and then escaped. At first, Lin Zaiasu felt a bit pressured by the 2-year time frame. His time-space reversal might not necessarily go back 2 years. But things are different now. He has verified that reversing 20 years is perhaps slightly challenging, but reversing 10 years poses no pressure. Isn't that settled then? Let's go. He stepped into his marquee mansion and sent a message to Gu Suixin. Brother Gu, where are you? Gu Suixin's voice returned from the communicator. Rusi restaurant has good scenery, an inch of gauze, an inch of affection. You really know how to choose your timing. My belt is undone, had to pause hard. Damn, Lin Zaiasu said. Why don't you finish playing first, then come to the mansion, and we'll discuss taking care of your minor issue. You're ready now. There's no such thing as ready or not ready. I promised to do something for you, so even if I'm not ready, I have to make time for it, right? All right, I'm coming over now. With a swoosh, Gu Suixin soared into the sky and directly landed on Lin Zaiasu's gauze pavilion. Lin Zaiasu gently waved a teacup in his hand, and Gu Suixin reached out to catch it. Tied your belt back up, Lin Zaiasu laughed. Yeah, women are everywhere, aren't they? Gu Suixin said. Don't say it's just a brothel girl, even if it's the demon clan saintess. In front of Brother Su's words, it should stop. Shall we go now? Lin Ziasu asked. Gu Suixin looked up at the sky. I thought Brother Su planned to go after the New Year in Beijing. I do want to go after the New Year in Beijing, but what about you? You're roaming as an outsider. Where will you spend the New Year? I'm fine, brothel, tavern, anywhere for New Year celebration. If necessary, I'll spend New Year at your marquee mansion. It's all the same, Gu Suixin said. You come to my place for New Year without any reservation. Aren't you even going to ask if you're welcome? Is it too late to ask now? It's totally not too late, I hereby answer. Not welcome, Lin Ziasu said. Brother, you've become slightly snobbish since you became a marquis. Get lost. Go to the place where you slept with that demon clan girl. I'll settle this issue for you sooner, then head back home peacefully for New Year. Gu Suixin reached out and took out a peculiar white bone. The white bone enlarged into a flying shuttle, and the two hopped onto the bone and shot into the sky. Lin Ziasu touched this bone, his face filled with a strange expression. This is the leg bone of an ancient god and demon. Yes, in our ancient sect, we call it the ancestral bone. Ancestral bone, you actually made a flying shuttle out of your ancestors' bones. It's been a tradition in our ancient sect. Gu Suixin let it all out. The ancient sect is somewhat distinct from other sects. Generally, sects deeply respect their ancestors, worshipping even a strand of hair or a fragment of bone as sacred. The ancient sect, also respectful, but their manner of respect is somewhat different. They believe burying ancestors. Bones might neglect them, hence, the best respect is to put them to use caringly and keep them close. Doesn't it seem closer to the ancestors this way? Thus, bones of ancient gods and demons were made into various magic artifacts, some into knives, swords, flying boats, or even beds. Lin Ziasu couldn't help but utter, have they ever made night pots out of them? Gu Suixin snapped a glance. What's wrong with night pots? They symbolize the life path or the intimate encounter of the ancestor, which is called heritage. Lin Ziasu was left speechless. He raised his eyes and felt the elegance of the divine demon bone boat. The divine demon bone boat sped by, making the heavenly Tao spirit mechanism retreat 3 steps. The speed of the bone boat exceeded imagination. Compared to the heavenly calming battleship from that day, it was at least tenfold or several tens faster. Behind the boat was light streaming. Under this stream of light, the land rapidly retreated, with each breath marking several mountain tops, akin to what exactly? The wing blade in full state. Several tens of Mach speed. At such pace, reaching the 30,000 miles distant ancient divine ruins is merely a 3-hour task. However, their destination wasn't the ancient divine ruins, but the junction between the ancient divine ruins and the demon domain. After over 2 hours, they arrived. A small town appeared before them. This town backs against the vast desolation of the ancient divine ruins and faces the limitless phenomena of the demon domain. A mighty river runs through the town, a long bridge dividing north and south. The bridge, a bridge connecting 2 domains. Beneath the bridge flows the Nujiang River water. The town, however, is quietly serene like misty rain Jiangnan. Gu Suixin introduced. His mother was a refined human clan lady, hence all his siblings had a touch of human clan scholar's charm. He traveled here, previously attracted by the town's poetic and picturesque tranquility. He encountered a woman in this town. He actually knew the woman was from the demon clan, and the woman didn't hide it, telling him she was a flower demon. Her every move embodied the flower demon, with all the flower demon's emotion, truth, kindness, and music theory talents. After a long 12 hours of mutual appreciation, they galloped towards happiness' shore. Who knew midway, the woman suddenly used a demon clan forbidden magic, leaving him temporarily paralyzed, grabbed his back with a claw, and peeled off his back armor. Chapter 846, Chapter 693, Chasing with Gu Suixin across 10,000 miles /4. He just found out that this woman isn't actually a flower demon, but an illusion demon. Here, he also shared some knowledge about the demon domain with Lin Ziasu. There are many kinds of demons in the demon domain. Flower demons are the kindest, illusion demons are the most changeable, heavenly demons are the strongest, earth demons are the most sinister humanoid demons. Let's just skip those. As far as the human clan is concerned, their treachery is probably more in line with the demon core that they've set for themselves. Insidious, cunning, changeable, and thoughtful. Have you figured out why she wanted to strip you of your armor? Lin Zaiasu asked a critical question. Gu Suixin replied, maybe I'm just too outstanding. The demon domain, after all, is opposed to the ancient divine clan. They don't want someone like me, a heavenly pride of the ancient divine clan, to appear, so they wanted to kill me midway. This is not just me boasting. The elders in my clan all think this way. Lin Zaiasu looked him up and down. Since you knew this for a while, why did you still get involved with the demon clan? I already said I thought she was a flower demon. Flower demons are the kindest. Actually, there's a more straightforward answer. You couldn't control your lower half. Gu Suixin got annoyed. Can you control yours? You couldn't even spare a 3-foot-tall general. Lin Zaiasu's eyes bulged, wanting to discuss whose idea it was, but considering some things even the heavenly Tao shouldn't know, he compromised. All right, neither of us can control it, okay? Exactly. As men, if we don't do the things we want with what we've got below, then what's the point of having it? 9.5 jins below. Oh wow. You must be talking about it in its transformed state. Normally, it wouldn't be that heavy. The two of them stopped at an inn, with Lin Zaiasu and Gu Suixin walking up side by side. The innkeeper approached them. Do the two young masters wish to stay? Take a look. Lin Zaiasu followed Gu Suixin to the 3rd floor, and in one of the rooms, Gu Suixin pointed to the bed. It's right here. Look at the bed's edge. It's cracked from that time, 2 years ago, and they still haven't replaced the broken bed. He grumbled, and Lin Zaiasu performed a time-space reversal. Effortlessly going back over 2 years, he captured that night. If the scene from back then were filmed, it'd clearly need a mosaic. Lin Zaiasu understood Gu Suixin a bit at that moment. This demon clan woman could really get you hooked. Her face was like that of a noble lady, quiet and shy. Amidst her elegance, there was a literary aura. Yet her actions on the bed were wild. She was the kind of woman people in modern society would call perfect both in public and private. However, right when things were heating up, a cold gleam suddenly flashed in her eyes, and her delicate fair hands suddenly transformed into 2 scarlet bird claws, like a giant eagle, and a faint image of a demon eagle passed across her brow. It was a 6-winged demon eagle. Unfortunately, at that moment, Gu Suixin was too busy to notice. The woman's hand fell and tore off a piece of mystic armor from Gu Suixin's back. Blood was pouring everywhere. Then her figure burst through the window, and as she flew out, her entire body changed, transforming into a gigantic demon eagle. Her 6 wings gently flapped, breaking into the sky. On the bed, Gu Suixin let out a miserable scream. His eyes shot open, but from where he was looking, he couldn't see the female demon's transformation. Brother Gu, you might need to adjust your understanding, Lin Zaiasu said. Brother Su, what have you discovered? Gu Suixin shuddered. After all, so much time had passed. Could there still be any clues left at the crime scene? Aside from the cracks left on the bed, from the excitement of that time. Lin Zaiasu said, she's not an illusion demon, she's a heavenly demon. Chapter 847, Chapter 694, One Leaf lifts up Gui City. Heavenly demon. Her true form is the 6-winged celestial patrol eagle. Gu Suixin's face changed. The celestial patrol eagle, an ancient lineage within the demon clan, is said to be the true form of this generation's supreme demon emperor of the demon domain. Therefore, the celestial patrol eagle is a heavenly demon and also a member of the demon royal family. A 6-winged celestial patrol eagle, it seems the elder in our clan was right, Gu Suixin said. She's here specifically to hunt our Gu family's heavenly pride, related to the struggle between the 2 domains. Perhaps it truly is, Lin Zaiasu replied. Brother Su, things have gotten complicated. Gu Suixin said, the royal family within the demon clan, she might head straight to the demon city upon returning. If we want to find her, we may have to enter the demon city too. Entering the demon city depends on whether she has returned there. Lin Zaiasu said, regardless of being within the South Sea or beyond, I'll accompany you to find her first. My brother, you truly deserve the title of brother. Once this mission is over, come to the ancient divine ruins to celebrate the new year. I'll betroth my sister to you. Damn. Your sister. Just being given away like that. Lin Zaiasu rolled his eyes. Let's find the person first. Can you? This forces me to say my catchphrase. Lin Zaiasu said, "You can doubt my character but never doubt my expertise." The two left the room and the attendant outside said, "Gentlemen, have you decided? This room has the best view in town." "It's too dirty," Gu Suixin replied. "What did you say, sir?" Gu Suixin continued, "On October 13th 2 years ago, a man and a woman fooled around in this room. It's too dirty, I don't want it." They took to the sky. A bone flew into the distance. The innkeeper was utterly dumbfounded. "How did you know about a man and woman's business 2 years ago? Besides doing that, you find it dirty. Dear mother, is that reason really that sound? Ask around, which inn doesn't have that kind of thing going on any night? Inns are built for this, aren't they? Otherwise, everyone is a cultivator. They could just sit on a mountain all night comfortably. Why bother staying at an inn?" Unfortunately, all the reasons he had weren't voiced. That outrageous Gu fellow had already flown off. Lin Zaiasu's lips twitched, as if he wanted to discuss with Gu Suixin who exactly did that dirty business 2 years ago, but he decided against it and proceeded to time-space regression. Pointing in a direction, the bone boat sped away. This flight took them thousands of miles away. Suddenly, a strange scene appeared in front of Lin Zaiasu. In the midst of a foggy lake, a massive lotus leaf rose from the water's surface. This leaf was unimaginably large. The lotus leaf resembled a gigantic island. On it there were pavilions and towers of every kind. Gu Suixin's eyes lit up. This is Gui City. Gui City, built on the covering river Lotus, meaning this leaf is one of the 4 great ancient divine woods, the covering river Lotus. Lin Zaiasu had read about Gui City in the Heart Pavilion texts. The covering river Lotus he had also seen in the texts. Rumor has it there are 4 great ancient divine woods in the world. The heaven-reaching tree, sky-linking vine, earth-heart vine, covering river Lotus. Although the covering river Lotus ranks last among the 4 great divine woods, seeing it today left Lin Zaiasu so stunned that he almost forgot the goal of their journey. Lotus flowers are not uncommon in the world, but have you seen a lotus leaf with a whole city built on it? What does this indicate? First, it indicates its size. Second, it indicates its longevity. Otherwise, how could there be time for people to build a city that lasts for thousands of years? Around the city, many people were flying by. Some flying in, some flying out. Among them were both demons and humans, as well as demon birds. Lively and bustling, it was a scene of prosperity. Brother Su is that bee in this city. She flew into this city that day, but whether she's still here today needs further tracing. Lin Zaiasu said, "Let's go in." The bone boat transformed in midair into an ordinary vessel, and Gu Suixin's appearance changed to that of a middle-aged man. "Brother Su, would you also like to alter your appearance?" Gu Suixin handed over a piece of human skin, which had faint black marks on it. It exuded an ancient aura. Lin Zaiasu frowned. "What is this thing?" "Ancient human skin once worn. No one can know who you are, far superior to illusion technique." "Well, I'll pass. After all, my identity is fake anyway. As a fake person, the least of my worries is being targeted." "That's true," Gu Suixin said. "Any trouble Brother Su causes is for my ancient sect anyway, so any targeting as a sect disciple will be handled by the sect." Lin Zaiasu did not respond, his eyes sparkling. There was more surprise in that sparkle than anything else. Upon reaching the lotus leaf, it no longer felt like a lotus leaf. However, one area was an exception, the pool of water ahead. The pool was extraordinarily serene, seemingly devoid of any impurities, with lush greenery surrounding it, yet it clearly still was part of the lotus leaf. Viewed from above, this pool seemed like a dewdrop on the early morning lotus leaf. However, when you magnify this leaf 1,000,000,000 times, and magnify this dewdrop 1,000,000,000 times, it forms a picturesque scene within Gui City, embracing the lake within the city. Utilizing time-space regression, the scene from 2 years ago came to life again. The 6-winged demon eagle they were tracing landed in the city and transformed into a beauty. The activities of this beauty were not many, and as time flowed, it connected all her movements over the past 2 years in an instant. A smile slowly appeared on his face. "Brother Su, what have you discovered?" Throughout the process, Lin Zaiasu focused on observation and regression, while Gu Suixin observed his expressions. His expressions grew increasingly optimistic.